The ball off. Your first caller will be Paul Bland. The school end, and that is the end of not aided by the breeze. South Adelaide kicking to the northern end, which is aided by the breeze. Here on RPH Football, you're with Daryl Smith, Phil Herden and Paul Blandless.
So John Hinge has got the job on Damien Cupido. That's going to be an interesting affair. One, an AFL-listed player. The other one wanting to become an AFL-listed player. The umpire is holding the ball aloft. He now bounces it. And that's a perfect bounce indeed. The ruckman going up there, Matthew Clark, as opposed to Craig Parry. There's players looking for it. Matthew Clark does well. The hand pass to Backwell is good. Gives to McConnell. What's he going to do? He goes this way and that. Seems to always have plenty of time, even when he's in traffic. The short kick finds Backwell slightly the attacking side of centre wing, grandstand side with the boots.
Was that 15 metres?
It was about 7.5, I think, Daryl.
When you're going into the wind.
So Backwell, he's got the fluorescent boots on again. What's he going to do now? He's going to go long. Gee, the kick wasn't too bad, given that the breeze is pretty strong. Up from behind, a South Adelaide player in Thulis was good, picked up by Gerard Bennett. He goes by hand to the player in Josh Sampson. He now goes to David Clark, back from suspension. It comes out to Jared Wright. Mule's coming in now. Ruwalt picked it up. Gee, he did that well. Backwell goes to Bryce Gibbs. Bryce Gibbs will go deep inside 50. Gee, on the lead is Rogers. This could be a good start for the base. Couldn't quite get there because the ball held up in the breeze. And rebounding for South Adelaide is Hately. The long hand pass to Clay Sampson.
So South a bit of space on the outer side. Quick kick inside to an open forward. Warren on the lead. Sherwood on his tail. It comes down to ground. Sherwood picks it up, runs away. He's got a lot of space, a free player there. The quick handballs from the bays. Comes to Mitchell. He's on the centre wing. Sinks the slipper into the Burley. Goes long, looking out there for a teammate. And that is Kirkby near the boundary line. It's out of bounds. Throw in just the half-forward flank of the bays. The interchange bench for Glenelg. Number 9, Trevor Cranston. 35, Richard Douglas. 37, Jack Horan. For South, number 9, Ben Neagle. 20, Dennis Jason. And 30, Michael Hanby.
So there's the boundary line throw in. It was Parry getting the quick tap down only as far as right. His kick was smothered and it comes out to Ruwalt, who's got some space. He's right on 50 on the outer side. He goes long. G. Rogers is in the van here, but the breeze holding up that football. It's going to be picked up now by Willits. He sort of touched it over to Rogers. Oh, great tackle by South Adelaide. The umpire will come in and pays holding the ball. Can't pick up who that South Adelaide player was, but the tackle was superb. He's just getting up off the carpet now, and that player is Stephen Kenner. I don't know why he was so hard to not pick up. He's probably the shortest bloke out there.
There's not much of him to see at the bottom of a pack.
Has he dyed his hair, though? What, didn't he have tips and all that sort of stuff through his hair before?
He's whatever he's doing, he's right in the back pocket and he's kicking to centre half back. Gee, Parry, was he interfered with? He's asking the umpire. The umpire pats his left buttock and says no, and Mules has got the mark. He's outside 50. He'd probably be wanting to have a shot. There's no way he will make the distance, one wouldn't have thought, unless he's got some nitrous oxide in those football boots. He now goes short. That isn't 15. The umpire agrees. Goes to Mitchell. Mitchell rebounds from 50 going backwards to Mules, who now kicks it deep inside 50, and Bennett will take a very good mark in the goal square for South Adelaide. They play on now, and it will end up with the player Matthew Smith just at half back for the Panthers. He handballs now over to Kenner. Kenner goes here. David Clark. This is an impressive looking build up for South Adelaide. He's now had 2 bounces. Clark centre wing, grandstand side. The hand pass was intercepted to McGlon. Did well there, Mules, and also the second effort. He's wrapped up by Clark. They're in fierce and tough. The player there, Josh Sampson, going in. It'll be a ball up on the attacking side of centre wing.
Free kick.
It's a free kick to the player Josh Sampson for the Panthers.
No, Scott McLean.
Scott McLean. So he'll go deep inside 50, looking for either Warren or Cupido. The kick's good, and the mark's fantastic by Ben Warren. The attention from Sherwood was good, but the mark by Warren, a nice one grabber, and he'll line up certainly within range, kicking with this very strong breeze.
Yes, it was a great kick by McGlon. Kicked it hard and low, and Warren was out front, and he got the free quick. McGlon got the free quick because he was tackled off the ball high by a Glenelg player, and we'll get that player in just a minute. And the umpire, good. Panozzo was a good spotting by the umpire because it was about 10 metres behind the play. But Warren comes in now from 25 metres out, virtually directly in front. He's got his first on the board, and South Adelaide go to one straight goal. Glenelg yet to score. That is on the marble bar scoreboard. But we must tell you that South Adelaide are kicking with a breeze, which is probably worth, to be honest, around about the 5 to 6 goal mark, because it's coming straight down the oval here from the north going to the south. Sorry, from the south going to the north, I should say. And it is South Adelaide kicking with the breeze at the moment, and they'll be kicking as long as they possibly can. And just to start the South Adelaide one, and the Grand Central time clock says we played 2.5 minutes of this first quarter.
Yeah, I think the South Cheer squad have got the right idea. They found a big tree to camp under on the centre wing outer side, and they're downwind, they're upwind of it, which is the right spot to get some break from the breeze. As Matty Clark taps it down, Backwell getting in busy early. Smith has got him with the tackle. Comes down to ground, hard ball to get. Backwell still in there, hard fighting for it to be a ball up just 20 metres south sides of the centre circle. And Bernie Warren with his first goal up to number 46, tied for Mark Passador, who kicked 3 yesterday, and Damien Cupido on 42. The 3 main contenders for the Kent Farmer medal. Umpires found a free off the ball, and Matthew Clark, in just, I think, his second league game for the Tigers, of course, formerly from the Panthers, has the ball. He's quickly hand passed on to Mitchell. Mitchell's got a fair bit of distance with that kick, and a beautiful mark. I think that's Kirkby over there who's taken the mark. He's about 70 out. The short kick inside forward 50. Player on the lead, couldn't take it. That was Willits. Comes to ground about 40 out from the Bay's goal. Players are appealing. Let me go to the toilet, they're saying. Teacher umpire says, no, just give me the footy. And we've played 4 minutes thanks to Grand Central. And it's going to be a ball up, 40 out from the Bay's goal.
So Ty Allen involved there for the Bays. Nice looking bounce again by the umpire. Matthew Clark with deft palm work. It was a South Adelaide player getting the quick kick away. Couldn't pick up who that was, but it comes now to Kirkby. He's half forward flank for the Bays. He gets around his opponent. That was Thewlis. He goes now inboard looking for Rogers. What can he do? He can take a second grab mark, and he does that. He'll be kicking from probably around about 40 when he has to make contact, and the breeze is sort of just dropped just a little bit in the last couple of minutes, and he's going to the school end for the Bays, who are yet to score. The Panthers are 1 goal straight.
Yeah, good play there by the Tigers. Just fought hard to keep the ball in the area. Rogers actually led straight up the field, which is good to see. Like forwards doing that, and on the second grab he's taken that mark. Now he will come in from around about 40 metres out. The kick is now on its way. Looks pretty good off the boot too. What a great start for Rogers. What a great kick that is, kicking into that breeze. And he kicked it straight and hard, and he has got his first on the board. Scores locked away here at the Bay Oval, where it is 1 goal apiece on the marble bar scoreboard. 5 minutes gone, courtesy of Grand Central. And Rogers, a good lead, good strong marker. PDK highlight that kick too, because he is kicking into the teeth of the breeze. A howling breeze, and also some rain starting to come through now here at the Glenelg Oval.
Yeah, it's coming down in sheets at the moment, Daryl, and Rogers from the St George Crows doing well. He's the leading goal scorer for the Bays, as Parry this time gets the tap. It goes as far as Jared Wright. He gets the quick kick off his toe. It bounces past Cupido and Hinge. Picking up well as the Tigers, comes down to Hinge. He tries to run away from Cupido. Cupido lays the tackle. He got the hand pass out. Loose ball at the half-forward flank. Picked up by Toomey. His hand pass too hot, too high, too hard for Kenner. The Bays pick it up on the rebound. Kick across there, and a beautiful mark in the conditions on debut to Matthew Graham. He wastes no time. It's a lead in the pocket. Coming out hard there. In fact, missed it completely was the Panther. Picked up there by Aaron Rogers towards the top of the square. Doldig had it and lost it. Bennett comes in. Gets it back to Rogers. He's on the boundary line. Quick kick over his foot. Comes to Archard. Bounce needs to sit. It does. He gets the hand pass off to a teammate. Now the Panthers using their numbers and pull their way down the centre wing.
Yes, involved there was Lee Kruger. It's now gone to the attacking side of centre wing, outer side for the Bays. And a free kick. Be paid here to Mitchell. His penetration with his kicking today has been pretty strong indeed. He comes across to the members' side now. The breeze takes that, so Mules can't get to it. It's going to be a big ball here. Involved is McGlon. Gee, he's done well. He's being held onto as well. One would have thought there could have been a free kick there. Backwell now runs onto it. He's got McConnell loose. The left-footed kick is end up a free kick to Mules. It was. It went to Backwell, who took the mark. Now he's going looking for, I think that is Mark Ruwald, is it? Or is that the newcomer in Matthew Graham? It is Matthew Graham. So it's out of bounds. Attacking side of centre wing, grandstand side. The Bays are going to the school end. The marble bar scoreboard is even Stevens, 1 goal apiece. So goals at a premium going to the southern end. The Bays have got one. They'd be happy about that. They've used up 7 minutes of the breeze for South Adelaide. So Clark and Parry that time was too good in that contest. Allen,
too high.
Possibly too high. But umpire Colin Rouston didn't think he saw that, but he obviously has got eyes on the other side of the ground as well. So McGlon goes by hand to Jared Wright. Jared Wright, defensive side of centre wing, goes there looking for Toomey. The loose ball goes to Clark. Gee, he's wrapped up by Moore. That is a very good tackle indeed. Didn't handball it, got rid of it somehow. The umpire says play on. Cupido involved there. Gibbs also involved. Now comes back to Moore. The quick kick around the corner hits almost the centre circle. Be picked up by Alapate Carlisle. Will it? No, he's got some attention. And now Parry, as it turns out, will have a free kick.
He was held on to Parry.
And he will come crossboard and finds McGlon.
So McGlon now virtually the centre of the ground. He has a runner, and Bennett ignores that, goes back because he's got about 25 players in front of him at the centre of the ground. Heads towards the forward pocket. Leading out strongly was Toomey. Not pushed in the back according to umpire from Clark. Sherwood picks it up. His handball and hope. Now it's a hard one to get. Done well by Toomey. The big lad picks it up. Unless he stuffs it up with the hand pass to McConnell. The long sleeve jumpers combine as he goes to Backwell, who dribbles it forward. Now is able to pick it up. Smith is hanging off of him, which allows Backwell to get the kick to Doldig, centre wing. Plenty of Tigers inbound. Comes into McConnell. McConnell weaves around Smith. Now goes with the kick towards the forward pocket, setting himself. Kirkby couldn't take the mark. Comes to the back of the pack. Thewlis has got it. He's got a man in board now, and Parry. Parry's got to get around. Great tackle there by Ty Allen. A much bigger player. Turnover. Comes to Doldig. Comes now to the kick to Mules. Up 25 from the goal square. Umpire's found a free kick, and it will be going to the Tigers. And I think it's debut Matthew Graham, who's already had a couple of kicks. And this one will be for goal, Smithy.
First kick for goal for Matthew Graham too, and Smithfield crashed clanger there by South Adelaide, getting it out of defence. Went straight across the ground rather than going long with this breeze. Could have kicked it out of the danger zone. They went to parry instead, and the kick just wasn't right, so it's been turned over, and the ball has ended up now with Graham. And Matthew Graham, 45-degree angle, kicking to the school end, kicking into the teeth of the breeze though. So we'll see what sort of kick does Matthew Graham provide here. Comes in now, kick is on its way. He's kept it low, swung it around. A real good in-swinger from Matthew Graham has put through for his first, and the Tigers have got their second on the board on the Marble Bar scoreboard. That is 2 straight goals, 12. They lead South Adelaide 1 straight 6, and Grand Central Chelsea will be played 10 minutes of this first quarter. Let's go back to the studio, courtesy of our good friends at Black and White Trucks and Removals to get scores from all around the grounds.
In the AFL, it's Geelong by 1 point over Port at Skilled Stadium. Carlton are leading the Bulldogs by 4 points at Telstra Dome. And Collingwood are 3 points clear of Fremantle at the MCG. And we'll give you a score update of the other SANFL game between Western Sturt at quarter, half-time and three-quarter time.
Michael Filippo back in the studio. The umpire has now got the ball in the centre of the ground on the Marble Bar scoreboard. The Bays are a goal clear, kicking into a very stiff breeze, so they've done well indeed. 2 goals straight to South, 1 goal straight. Not something you'd expect on a windy day as an accurate scoreboard. There's Clark getting involved. Ben Moore will now run onto it, gets past Hanby. He was in the centre and he now kicks it forward. Will hold up. Graham, geez, providing a target up there the first gamer. The ball bounces back and it's now with Ruwalt, who looks very similar to Matthew Graham except slightly shorter. He kicks it inside 50 now. Rogers, what can he do? It comes backwards to Carlisle and he now will cross play to the outer side. And looks like McGlon taking the ball as they rebounded from the defensive 50. McGlon signalling with his right hand. Is on centre wing outer side. He goes now to centre half forward looking for Warren. Now involved is Cupid OG. The quick handball to Kenner was good. They storm in now, South Adelaide, and there's a goal to the Panthers. Well done, good team football. South Adelaide 2 straight, the Bays 2 straight on the Marble Bar scoreboard. Good counter-attacking footy.
It was good counter-attacking football, and the player who carried the ball out of half-back was actually signalling to his leading forwards in Warren and Cupido to lead straight up the field. That's where the kick went. Warren missed the first touch, and then Cupido was behind. He took the ball cleverly and had Kenner running past, and the reflex handball went straight to Kenner, and he ran into an open goal. Had Davey running for him as well, but chose not to give it to that player. Great play by South Adelaide. 2 straight goals apiece on the Marble Bar scoreboard.
So you're right, 2 goals apiece. A pretty attacking game of football thus far. The weather not having too much of an impact for both teams. Glenelg able to move it forward well as Allen tries to take it forward. On that occasion, he's tackled to the ground by Smith. Will be a ball up just Glenelg's side of the centre circle. Thanks to Grand Central, we've played about 10, maybe 12 minutes of the first quarter as the umpire bounces it down, bounces it well. Parry with the tap down, trying to get out of it. The quick hand passes from the Panthers, doing well as Allen, who lays the tackle. Not much movement at the moment, trying to get the handball out. Now it comes loose. It comes out to McGlon. McGlon has got Smith running for him. So now the Panthers trying to find some open space. Smith's kick. It's high, heads towards centre half forward. 2-on-1 contest favouring the Panthers. Comes to ground. Toomey like a rover. Picks it up, puts it on the boot. It's an open goal square, but the kick is awry. First behind of the afternoon. South Adelaide 2-1-13. Leading the Bays 2 straight 12. Marble Bar scoreboard.
It was a good pick up by Toomey there. Real reflex action. He's a big man. Got down low and picked it up, and probably could have done a little bit more with that kick too. As we see a Stillwell forward interchange. Coming on for the Tigers is Douglas, and going off for the Tigers is Ty Allen.
Oh, the kick out by Mitchell wasn't good. Went straight to Hanby. It's given now to Clay Sampson. He's going to miss. Gee, that was a lucky let-off for the Tigers there. So the kick out from Mitchell got pretty good distance, went to centre half forward. Hanby just happened to be in the way, and Clay Sampson just missing to the left-hand side.
This is where the pressure can be put on by South Adelaide. When you're kicking out into this breeze, it will worry the fullbacks because they've got to get this kick right, because if they don't get it right, it can go back over their head very, very quickly.
So Panozzo now is the player that has got the football in the goal square. Mitchell being relieved of those duties. So Panozzo goes, gee, the kick was pretty good as it turned out. Went pretty long, and Matthew Clark takes a juggling chest mark.
No one went with Clark then.
No, very interesting, and he's now on the half-back flank. Alwyn Davey standing the mark. Isn't that a mismatch there? So Matthew Clark, what's he going to do? They're going to keep it to the outer side of the Bays. The kick by Matthew Clark was very good. Kirkby had his head ripped off on the defensive side of centre wing for the Bays on the outer side, and he will now take the kick. What's he he going to do? Is he going to go long? Is he going to come in board? He's not quite sure. He's got a lead now from Graham, who's certainly been prominent in the first quarter. There goes Kirkby with a left-footed kick and finds the player out there. And I think that is Craig Parry, or is it Alapate Carlisle? I think that's Craig Parry out there, defensive side of centre wing for the Panthers. On the outer side, Doldy's standing the mark. And the long kick by Parry will only find 2 bays. And one of those players there is Kirkby. He takes the mark and plays on, goes back into the danger zone where he's got McConnell. McConnell will come wide as he rebounds from 50. It'll get to Hinge on the bounce. He's got Cupido bearing down on him. What does he do now? He gives a quick kick around the corner. Can it find Backwell? Yes, it can. Was inside the boundary line. Yes, he was.
And did very well not to fall down the race in the process. I should add that boundary line pretty narrow when you are going full pelt as Backwell finds McConnell in board. Now, McConnell checking his options. He's only got about 3 players, a trainer and umpire behind him now. So both teams moving up and down the field. Bennett tries to spoil the kick intended for Doldig, which he does. It's out of bounds. Thrown right in front of the interchange bench. And the RPH commentary crew brought to you by Angus Securities, the fixed interest specialist. Local footy live and exclusive. Boundary umpire now better work to do. That's not a bad boundary throw, and it's nice and straight in the conditions. Well done. It comes to the front of the pack. Gibson there. We haven't called his number a lot. He's opposed to Hanby, the handball specialist for South Adelaide. Nothing doing there, and the umpire this time will take it and elects, I think, to bounce. Does so now. The wind takes that one. It's punched forward, comes through Kruger, across to Archard. Archer with a quick kick to lob in front of Cupido, who's got the spot on Hinge. It clean bowls Cupido. Hinge cleans it up now. They're trying to juke around Cupido. There's danger in that. Cupido lays the tackle. Ruled that the hand pass was given. Now a hand pass from Kenner across. It's a hard ball to get. Davey missed it. Glenelg should mop it up here. Mules does well, gets it to Mitchell. And now, Paul, the Tigers are away, albeit briefly.
Yes, Douglas involved there. The kick just didn't quite get to him. Barreling in his Cupido, and he now has given away a free kick against, to Richard Douglas, who plays on immediately.
Still will forward change. Jared Wright on for the South Adelaide side and coming off is Hamby.
So Panozzo takes it and he kicks from centre half back to back. Well, it's 3 Panthers onto 1. He hasn't got much choice there. And then Jared Wright's got it and mops up as you'd expect, 3 under 1, the Panthers. So attacking side of centre wing, almost at half forward is McGlon. He goes inside. He's got Warren or Davey possibly being held. Warren, no, says the umpire, and he looks like he's...
he landed awkwardly there, didn't he?
Looks like he's done something to his ankle, but certainly the option for Glenelg over here. Probably, if the kick was okay, it would have come off, but it was 3 Panthers to 1. So it's now in the... deep in the northwestern pocket of Glenelg Oval. The Marble Bar scoreboard, 2 points to margin in favour of South Adelaide. Angus Securities, game of the day. There's Clark as opposed to Toomey. Did pretty well, Matthew Clark. Jared Wright running onto it. Gee, he's got an open path to go. It's the 3rd one to the Panthers. Good football indeed. He just managed to get through traffic there. Did the player for South Adelaide, Jared Wright, and he's put the 3rd on the board for the Panthers, 3-2-20. The Bay's 2 straight, Marble Bar scoreboard.
Yeah, it was great play then, again by the ruck work from Matthew Clark, but the ball just eluded his teammate, and it came through, and Wright picked it up, and he snapped truly. So it was a great play by the ruckman in Clark, but the bounce didn't help him, and it went through. Wright running onto it and kicking a South 3rd goal. So 3 goals, 2-20 on the Marble Bar scoreboard. Glenelg 2 straight goals into what would be probably a 4 to 5, maybe 6 goal breeze advantage favouring South Adelaide.
You're certainly one of the strongest breezes we've seen in the games RPH has covered this season, thanks to Grand Central. 17 minutes gone of the first quarter, 5 goals scored, some of them some beauties as it comes loose. Buffer Wright's got it, picked it up, the goal scorer sends it in front. Cupido and Hinge gets the thump down. It comes to Panozzo, back to Hinge. Cupido and his hammer and tack. Hinge does very well to escape, so he's winning that one-on-one battle at the moment. The kick in board, though, is not good. It lands in the lap of Archard. He's 70 out, half forward flank, wheels around. Now we'll send it towards the hot spot, 30 out. Warren's there, plenty of Tigers, and one of those...
That's a PDK highlight.
And that is Sherwood, who's taken the mark, opposed to Warren. So quite a few important battles up there forward. Of course, Warren and Cupido, you think if it goes up there enough, they will kick
why wouldn't he kick it this side? You've got Clark up against Matty Smith.
Yeah, well, twice they've come down this side, they've turned it over, but the numbers haven't been there. They go the outer side, and Bennett picks it up. He's come downfield looking for Warren, who slides across the boundary line out of bounds on the full, and that'll be a chance for Glenelg to relieve the pressure.
And Clark coming off, and for the Glenelg side coming on is Cranston. That's courtesy of Stillwell Ford at Medindi.
Oh, Nobesy and the boys out there, one of the best showrooms in the business, mate.
She's looking good, isn't it, now?
Oh,
Ooh.
fantastic. So Sherwood's got it in the right back pocket, which is the northeastern back pocket. Gets a lead now from the player in Panozzo. He elects to ignore that. Now, what does he do now? He plays on and gets around Warren. He goes with the left boot, Sherwood. The kick got quite a bit of distance, albeit went quite a way up in the air, and the mark's been taken by Parry just outside half forward for the Panthers on the outer side. He plays on immediately. The kick will go deep inside the forward 50. Warren's got a free run at it. Couldn't get to it. Panozzo taps it onto Kirk. It really should be the other way around, but it wasn't there. And a free kick has now been paid and will go to the player there in Panozzo for the base. So he switches play immediately, and there's Douglas involved for the first time this afternoon with a clean possession. Takes the mark, plays on immediately, gives to Mules. They've looked a bit uncertain, the Bays, in their defensive zone going against the breeze. So Panozzo now goes backwards to Douglas, who plays on and goes by hand to Sherwood. Sherwood will now go in short, I beg your pardon, will find Ruwalt. Marks in front of McGlon inside the defensive 50 still for the Bays. He'll now rebound from defensive 50 with the kick. It was too high for Benny Moore. And what can Richard Douglas do here? He's got attention from Archard. He keeps his feet. Archard went to ground, which allowed the Glenelg player Ruwalt to come in. It took a long while to get rid of it, and the umpire said that was okay. And it's gone out of bounds right on the 50-metre line on the outer side for the Bays. They're kicking, sorry, the Panthers, they're kicking to the northern end of Glenelg Oval.
Another Stillwell Ford from an Indy change. Willits is off for the Tigers, and coming on is Jack Horan.
Yeah, South have put up a virtual iron curtain about 80 out from their goals, and Glenelg have really struggled in the last 5 minutes to get it past centre wing. That's where roundabout it is now, half-forward flank. Clark's got the handball for the Panthers. He's tackled straight away. It'll be a ball up about 65 out. Another interchange coming up shortly. Gelson for the Panthers is waiting patiently for one of the players to come off.
Nothing worse than that, standing there waiting to come on.
Standing there waiting. At least if you're in the dugout, it's a little bit warmer. As it comes down, hand pass to Davies. Davies, quick one back. The South are trying to work it with numbers. Comes back to Clark. Clark sends it long to the goal square. Could go all the way. It does, but it's missed. And it's another behind for the Panthers, who are 3-3-21. Glenelg 2 straight 12. It's 6 scoring shots to 2. But it is only a 9-point margin to the Panthers with the breeze.
So there's Sherwood. He kicks it out from that resultant behind and finds Panozzo in the north-western back pocket of the Bay Oval, and he's surveying up options. Archard's just looking to make sure that he's got everything covered from there. And what will Panozzo do? Gee, good attention from Archard. Couldn't get round the Archard was Panozzo. He goes by hand to McConnell. McConnell rebounds from 50 with a kick. It's 3-on-1. Ruwalt couldn't take the mark. There's Hinge involved. He's been prominent early. And a free kick now has been paid to John Hinge. The attention from Smith was deemed by the umpire, and that's Gary Feeler. He was feeling pretty good, and he gives the free kick to Hinge. He goes short and finds McConnell. McConnell goes short, but it was actually too long. Figure that out going into the wind. He comes now to Bennett. He's almost at half back for the Panthers. They are definitely there now because the handball found Thewlis, who went back inside his defensive 50. Went by hand to Toomey. Gee, the kick was smothered by Douglas. It's picked up by Davey right at centre half back. The handball was too good for Clark, and it clean bowled Bryce Gibbs as well. The Gibbs and Clark right in the centre. It's gone to Kenner. He tapped it on soccer style. The umpire's paid the free kick. Kenner, what can he do here? He's on nitrous oxide. He's run inside 50. The right boot, what can he do? He can miss. Is that what happened? Stephen Kenner, but he looked certainly dangerous there going inside 50, Smithy.
He did, but there's a Smithfield crash clanger. He used his pace, had the opportunity to kick the goal, straightened up. He did straighten up, but just went off the side of the boot. Maybe his legs were going too fast for the rest of his body.
The inside 50 is definitely favouring the Panthers. Scoring shots definitely favouring the Panthers, but they're not converting the opportunities at the second. As a Mitchell doing the kicking duties, just lobs it high. That's gone a fair distance actually into that wind. It's on the outer wing, but South, as they've done very well, they have mopped up again. Comes into Cupido. He's got a quick hand pass. It's going to come back to Kenner. He's got it at 55. Hand pass back to Cupido. Cupido from 51 goes long, and again it's wide, and again wide to that right-hand side. So it might be a tad cross breeze. You mentioned it. It's basically a southerly here at the Bay, but maybe a bit of coastal breeze as well. And so South suddenly
straight off the iceberg.
It's straight from Antarctica. Not wrong, Smithy. As we're here in the nice warm commentary booth, plenty of hot air here, I should add. South Adelaide 3-5-23. The Bays 2 straight 12. Marble Bar scoreboard.
Yes, the Marble Bar. What a great location that is, and certainly a few people probably sitting in there this afternoon listening to the broadcast. There's Mitchell. He's going to go long with the kick. Gee, that's a great kick going into the breeze. Isn't it? Kirk involved, and also Toomey. Kirk, if you can imagine, this has rode that contest. He's put his arms up. He gets around somebody. Can't pick up who that was. Cranston's now got the footy for the Bays. The attention there came from Josh Sampson, it looked like, and there's McConnell. He now gets some protection by Cranston. Defensive side, centre wing, outer side. He goes up looking for Kirkby. Getting involved was Alapate Carlisle. He does that well. The handball missed its target and Josh Sampson will see the ball over the boundary line directly on centre wing on the outer side. Grand Central time clock says we've gone 22 minutes. Marble Bar scoreboard has the Panthers 11 points in front, and probably Daryl Smith, probably not quite enough just at the moment.
Not at the moment, with those 2 goals they kicked into that breeze. Very, very valuable goal kicking, that is. 2 goals into the breeze.
As Kenner plays a volleyball, hits it straight to Benny Moore. So now Glenelg are going forward. The one-on-one contest there. Bennett's in contention with Dolding. Bennett does very well to get the hand pass out. South are winning most of your one-on-one contests. It comes to Thulis. Thulis just bangs it onto the boot, sends it far in and out of the hands of Parry, who rebounds superbly. Open goal mouth, and I think he's nailed it. So finally South have got the sausage roll, and they've got their 4th goal. Parry's first. South Adelaide on the Marble Bar scoreboard, 4-5-29. The Bays 2 straight 12. And thanks to Black and White Trucks, let's move it right around the grounds.
Thank you. In the AFL, it's Port by 3 points over Geelong early in the last term. And it's close at Telstra Dome with the Bulldogs a 7-point margin over Carlton. And at the MCG, it's a 3-point margin in favour of Fremantle over Collingwood.
Well, the Glenelg side can count themselves a little bit unlucky there. I thought Parry certainly infringed with his opponent there, pushed him in the back to get him out the way and took the mark and then kicked the goal. Truly lucky signs for the South Adelaide side.
So there's the ball up in the centre. It was Backwell going backwards and then kicking to centre wing, grandstand side. Kirkby being held onto by Carlisle. He's done pretty well there, Kirkby. He's now tapped the ball to the benefit of Cranston, so he takes the kick now. He's looking for the marking target in Graham. He came from behind and did that pretty well. Jared Wright's got the crumbs. Defensive side, centre wing, grandstand side, goes to half forward. Picking that up is the player there for South in Ellison. The quick handball was pretty good indeed. Archard, he gives to Cupido. What can he do? He juggles a little bit. It's ended up coming out to Hinge. It's now being picked up by that player in Ellison. He's wrapped up by Johnny Hinge. He means business there. Cupido's got him in a headlock. And umpire Colin Rouston comes in and says, it'll be mine, thanks very much. And it's just inside half forward for the Panthers, and they're about 40 metres out from goal, and he balls it up now.
Yeah, hot footy at the forward 50 as coming in there was Wright trying to interrupt the play, and it heads towards the boundary line. Throw in 30 out from the Panther goal.
25 minutes gone, courtesy of Grand Central. And most games will go for around about the 29 minutes, 30 minutes of the first quarter. South Adelaide need to pinch another goal here with the 2 goals already kicked into the breeze by the Tigers.
That's right, 6 goals kicked this quarter, 4 to South, 2 to the Bays. It's again 40 out, quick tackle. They're playing volleyball at the moment. Backward just taps it forward, and Ruwald overruns it. Now Clark picks it up. He's got a loose player at 45. Good sight, good vision, good execution with the skills. And that might be McGlon.
Yeah, it was great play by Clark. He actually looked upfield and saw the player standing on his own, and he's marked at the true centre half forward position. Is it McGlone? I think it is.
Yep.
And he will line up from, he'll kick from right on 50, so the distance certainly won't be a problem with the breeze. As we see an interchange, and Phil Hurton will give us that in just a moment. South Adelaide, have they pinched another goal? No, they haven't. It's just a minor score. So on the Marble Bar scoreboard, 4 goals, 6-30. That's 10 scoring shots to 2. Glenelg have got 2 straight goals, and we've played 27 minutes of this first quarter, courtesy of Grand Central.
And Stewart forward interchange, Douglas off and Allen on, so they look like they're doing the interchange all afternoon.
Ty Allen, former under-17 and under-19 and reserves player at the base, so good to see him getting opportunities at league level. Mitchell will kick out. Gee, that's another impressive kick into what's a 4 or 5 goal breeze. There was Kirk involved, couldn't quite take the mark. Cupido again with his handballing has been a feature this quarter. Clay Sampson involved for one of the very few occasions this quarter. John Hinge gets involved, and now does Mules. He's at half-back left for the Bays. It goes to the player there in Douglas, who just come onto the ground replacing... Sorry, I beg your pardon, it's not Douglas. It was the player there in Ruwalt, and getting involved now is the South Adelaide player. It's Stacks on the mill. It's gone out of bounds, and it'll be a boundary line throw-in just on the defensive side of centre wing on the outer side of Glenelg Oval. Marble Bar scoreboard, 18 points to the margin. 6 of those 18 points are behinds to South Adelaide. 10 scoring shots to 2. They should be further in front. They're not. Cranston getting the tap down. It ends up with a South player and was back to a Glenelg player.
Gibbs
kicks it inside to the centre, and that's a good mark taken by
PDK highlight.
PDK highlight. Graham certainly been a pretty good debut by him. He's got more wide, and he gets some attention now by Josh Shampton. That was Kruger. It was. I beg your pardon. Moore goes deep inside 50. What can happen here? Kirkby probably interfered with from Dolding, but it's coming back now. And it will go
back to Benny Moore.
So maybe he didn't
Why not downfield?
Maybe he didn't go round on the mark or something like that. So now finds Graham. That's the 3rd mark that I've counted from the debutant today. He goes inboard looking for Kirkby, and Kirkby's got it in the forward pocket for the Bays. Probably the most impossible place to try and kick a goal from this afternoon, you would have thought, kicking right into the teeth of the breeze. He'll have a pot shot though, Smithy, looking to be lining up.
He will be. He's kicking in front of the Marble Bar scoreboard, of course, so he's at that end of the ground here at the Tigers. It's going to be a tough kick, as you heard Paul Blander say. The kick is going to the top of of the goal square. No one can take a mark. It comes out the back, and South Adelaide will defend it stoutly.
And Archard kicks it out looking for Kruger, but well done by Benny Moore getting into the action in the last 5 minutes. We've had a Stillwell forward interchange. Clay Sampson, the captain, off for arrest. Coming on, Ben Neagle for the Panthers. So Moore, he's about 70 out, of course, going into the win. He tries to keep the kick low, going in for the pocket, looking for Doherty. Doherty gets it on the first bounce. Umpire's found a free kick off the ball. And it's going to be another Tigers free kick, and that's Mark Ruwald who's got it. And again, you tend to think it's that angle that is exactly into the wind.
And he's too far out.
And he's too far out, so he's got a runner who comes in. That might be Mitchell. We know Mitchell's got one boot attached to his leg, and the kick goes to the top of the square, and South will concede the behind as the siren goes. And for just the second time this season, the Tigers trail at quarter time, albeit into such a strong breeze. South 4-6-30, the Tigers 2-1-13.
Yes, and goal scorers for South Adelaide
10, and you made the point off air before that for Glenelg. Bryce Gibbs only the 2 disposals so far. Backwell's had 7 for them and 8 to Ben Mules, and the top possession winner for Glenelg, 9 to McConnell.
Alrighty, second quarter underway here, and your quarter get us underway is Paul Blandis.
So the umpire will now ball it up. There's Parry getting the first tap down in front of Clark. Mules wrapping up the South Adelaide player, who has now got his back off the turf. I'll figure out who that is in just a moment. And that player is Michael Hanby, number 33 for the Panthers. So Groundhog Day. In comes the umpire now, Matthew Clark, getting involved there and giving away a free kick, and will go to Craig Parry. And certainly a good decision there made by the umpire. So Parry is dead set in the centre of the Bay Oval. He'll go wide now. He's got McGlon out there, who's got Ruwalt and Panozzo charging at him. The handball was good, and the run provided by the player there in Sampson, Josh Sampson, was good. He goes inside the forward 50. Allen couldn't take the one-handed mark. It comes now to Mules. Mules kicks it up and under, and it goes to defensive side of centre wing. Trying to get to it there was McGlon. He couldn't. Wrapped up in the tackle is Josh Sampson by Mark Ruwalt. The umpire will come in and says it'll be mine. He'll ball it up on the outer side of the Bay Oval. Marble Bar scoreboard, 17 points the margin in favour of the Panthers.
Yeah, pretty much an up and under kick you described there, Paul. Still went 45 metres as Clark gets an effective tap down to Backwell, who couldn't quite pick it up. It comes out to Kenner on the boundary line, and that's where the ball crosses. So a ball in there, centre wing, pretty much directly opposite from the RPH commentary crew. Opening minutes, thanks to Grand Central, no change to the Marble Bar scoreboard, showing the Panthers ahead by 17 points. Is it a good use of the breeze? We'll find out shortly as it comes out to Backwell. Backwell with the low trajectory kick. It skedaddles everyone. Hanby chasing for the ball. In fact, that's Haitley going for the ball out of bounds about 10 metres from the Bay's goal.
I just had to leave the box at quarter time, and I can tell you the breeze is a lot stronger than what I anticipated, to be honest. It was absolutely playing a gale.
I'll tell you what, even when you open the door, Smith, the temperature here went down by about 4 degrees.
And it is freezing.
There's the boundary line throw in Parry. It's deep in Glenelg's forward line. He's tapped it, well, out of bounds again. Right in front of the...
Often amazes me, Paul, as to why they would go deep into that forward pocket. It's still going to be very, very hard to score out there. It's still probably 2 kicks away from the goals. The best avenue to goal with this breeze is just go straight and lob it straight to the point of the top of the goal square.
It'll be interesting to see what happens here. There's the boundary line throwing. Parry, if anything, was holding on to Clark. What will the umpire say? In fact, he concurs with that decision, so he could see it through the glasses. So Matthew Clark will go back and have a shot at goal. 40 metres. The angle was probably just a little bit more than 45. He's on the northeastern side. Glenelg kicking with the strong breeze. It certainly should make the distance.
I'd have no trouble with the distance. And we saw him in that first quarter. Some of his disposals were very, very, very good. And some of his kicking has been outstanding too. So Clark coming back now from around about 45 metres out. Kicks on its way. He kicks low, truly. And the goal umpire says he didn't move a muscle, all except to pick up the 2 flags. So that's Clark's first goal on the board. Glenelg's first of this second quarter. The first with the breeze. They now go to 3 goals, 1-19. Trailing South Adelaide 4-6-30. That is on the Marble Bar scoreboard. Grand Central tells us we played 3 minutes of this second quarter.
What's interesting was that there's not many people out in the outer, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not here, just explain it to you. They're all under the grandstand and about 50 around the rest of the ground. There was one gentleman behind the goals there who walked over, worked out the breeze, stuck his hand up and was basically telling Clark where to kick the ball.
And it's now raining again here at Glenelg.
Absolutely. As Clark tries to get the ball, he's battling there with Hanby.
Well done.
Done well to bat it forward, but Kenner reads it the better. He tries to scoot away from Backwell. Does that now. Again, it's a high kick into the breeze. Looking for Cupido. It was on his chest and bounced off the logo. Kenner goes in well. Good follow-up work. And unfortunately off his foot. And that will be Glenelg's ball out of bounds on the full. So John Hinge has it, half-back flank, outer side. Darryl says, don't go down the wing, go down the flank. So, of course, they go down the wing, looking for Kirkby. Clark comes across, spoils it, out of bounds, neutral, throw-in.
It's probably not
wing.
It's probably not a bad avenue to go from half-back flank to centre wing. But from here, where they're between centre wing and half forward, they've got to go direct to the top of the goal square rather than deep into the pocket. That's where they should be going. That's the avenue they need to take.
So there's the boundary line throw-in on the outer side. Clark getting a double palm down, looking for Backwell. He's wrapped up the South Adelaide player who got in the way. It comes now to Smith, deliberately out of bounds. The umpire says that's fine, and he will throw it in again. Some people out in the outer certainly looking very cold indeed.
Did you see, speaking of that deliberately out of bounds, did you see that soccer that the Essendon player did yesterday? Travelled about 40 metres up the field, and the umpire called it out of bounds.
See, I don't reckon that's right. If you actually make decent ground, how can I just don't see the deliberate side of it.
Unbelievable.
Heading in your own direction, it's interesting. So we're still on centre wing, outer side. Matthew Clark seemed to do it all there, and it comes now to Kirkby. Overran the football. There's Matthew Clark again, trying to get a handball out, but he's wrapped up in the tackle by the player there in Archard with the long sleeves on number 2. So it's gone about 10 and a bit metres. Certainly very rugby-like. And if you're a South African this morning, they got smashed by the Wallabies last night. Phil, take it away.
49 zip at the old Suncorps, the old Lang Park, a great venue to watch sport. Let me tell you, as Clark tries to soccer it off the ground, nothing doing there. It's a hard ball to get. Ruard's picked it up. He's tackled, in fact, held onto. And in fact, it wasn't Ruard who was held onto. It's gone. They're trying to sort it out now. It's Archard. Okay, South Adelaide ball, half-back. Archard checks his option. He's got Parry in the middle of the field, goes in that direction. Parry's got himself a runner. That's Bennett. They're sort of going sideways and backwards. Now they've got it coming forward to Carlisle. Carlisle back to Bennett. But under pressure, a short kick to McGlone. McGlone's got the run, and now they've started up. One handball too many in the conditions. Turnover. Here come the Bays on the rebound. They've got it to Doldig, who's run himself into open space. He's got a player forward of that. It hits him on the first bounce. He's got the fumbles. Backwell's further up. In fact, well done by Kirkby to soccer it to Backwell. Backwell 35 out, heads for the top of the square, straight to Matthew Smith. Wasn't a Tiger player in Cooee. What was that? The ultimate Smithfield crash clanger with the open goal, and you kick it to the defender all by himself in the goal square. Anyway, it comes now to the Eagles. South Adelaide coming on the rebound. He's got up there Josh Thule as centre wing. Marks unopposed, wheels around. Players moving everywhere. He's got Clark in the middle of the ground. Elects not to choose that. Players are pointing, goals are that way, goals are that way, go that way, which he does. Lines it up. It's going to lob about 70 out, players flying. It beats everybody. In fact, umpires for another holding on free kick. Seen a fair few of those today, and I think that is Toomey.
I think as long as they're consistent, Phil, that's the fair thing, and they certainly have been consistent so far today.
So Ulyson, he's outside 50 now, kicks the ball long inside, looking for Warren, who's being held onto. If it's not a mark, it's a free kick, yes. Umpire Colin Ralston officiating there. So getting involved was Sherwood, hanging on to Ben Warren. Free kick there. Warren will line up from probably 35. The angle is slight, going to the southern end, right into the teeth of the breeze.
Well, Sherwood there's one of the experienced defenders in the competition. Just should know that if you're kicking into this sort of breeze, he needs to play in front of Warren. Warren was in front there and couldn't make it, so Warren got the free kick. So 35 metres out, the kick is on its way. Has he got the carry? He has got the carry, but he hasn't got the distance, so gone through for a minor score. So on the Marble Bar scoreboard, South Adelaide 4-7-31, trailing Glenelg, leading Glenelg 4-1-19.
Well, this is going to be interesting. Mitchell's got the ball in the southern goal square. Is he going to go long? Yes, he is. That kick is going to go into the centre. Bryce Gibbs has taken the mark, dead set in the centre of the ground. He played on very, very foolishly indeed. Ben Mules has now got it centre wing out of sight. It's going to be intercepted by Kenner. They should have made more than that, the Bays. It's gone to Ulyson. The kick round the corner wasn't very good. It's been picked up by Mules. What can he do? He can keep it in. Gee, he did well there. No, he didn't do well. He took it out.
That's exactly my reason. Mitchell's kick has come from full back to centre to the centre circle. Gibbs has marked it and gone straight out to the outer side rather than turning around and going along to the goal square.
So we're going to see a goal from inside the centre square here this afternoon if anyone decides to take the pot shot. As it comes down, Parry gets the quick tapper. South Adelaide should have it now that the fumble comes to Clark, doing well at ground level to McConnell. Now it comes to Moore. Here come the Tigers. It goes inside the wood centre half forward. Pack sets themselves, comes off Willett's hands. It's to Thulis. Thulis a handball, and hope this puts Clark under immense pressure. Picked off the pack. Well done by Graham. He's got Backwell. Second open goal shot. This time doesn't kick for a teammate. He heads for home. He nails the goal. He kicks his first. Tigers have their fourth on the Marble Bar scoreboard. Glenelg 4-1-25. The Panthers 4-7-31. And great work, bottom of the pack, the rover, Matthew Clark.
Yeah, but it was also the kick from Mules, wasn't it? Mules, centre wing, rather than go deep into that pocket, took it to the top of the goal square. The ball came out. Clark was there. He half followed it, gave the run to, gave the ball to Backwell, who ran in and kicked truly. And that's the difference. You put the scoreboard pressure on by having it in front of your goals, not deep in the forward pocket.
Again, involved was that player Matthew Graham for Glenelg. Actually, the vision and good poise to get the handball to Backwell. So well done. We've got a good game of footy here. It's actually been a pretty good standard given the conditions. 4-7-31. Glenelg 4-1-25 on the Marble Bar scoreboard. There's the ball up. It ends up with Kenner because the handball came with from Hanby. It's intercepted now by Allen. He intercepted that handball by Kenner. He's gone long. He's gone into that anti-Darryl Smith pocket down there in the northeastern corner. Should have gone for the goal square though, Darryl.
Well, he should have. I mean, that's the whole option. You've got one-on-one in the goal square, and if the ball comes there, it's going to stay in play. If the ball comes to ground on that outer side of the pocket there, it goes out of bounds virtually every time.
Yeah, that was the one thing. South were better at that. They did try and put it towards the hot spot, but their kicking on goals a bit deplorable, and that keeps Glenelg in the game here. 6 more scoring shots, 6 points. The actual difference is coming in from the tap. It comes to the back of the pack. Backwell, who's been busy up forward and late. It's a hard ball to get, trying to pick it up, and that player is tackled to phase over the shoulder. Tigers shot for goal coming up. And we'll pick out the player. In fact, 25 metres, so now it goes to be a gimme goal.
Yep.
And Matthew Graham having a fantastic debut for the Tigers.
Certainly is, and silly play by the South Adelaide defenders. I mean, there's no guarantee that that was going to be a goal, but now Ty Allen has got the ball. He kicks the ball over to the straight through for his first goal, and the Tigers now have got their fifth. They got a 5 goals, 131. Equal with South Adelaide 4-7-31. That is on the Marble Bar scoreboard. The Marble Bar can be found in Weymouth Street. Grand Central tells us we played 10 minutes. Let's quickly go back to the studio and get a score check from all around the grounds.
In the AFL, it's Geelong by 10 points over Port late in the last quarter, 9-14, 68 to 8-10, 58, and it's still half-time in the other games with the Bulldogs 1 point clear of Carlton and Fremantle 8 points clear of Collingwood.
Remember all those great films of the 80s?
Hey Joe, how do you keep the prices so low?
Michael, I think we better get rid of the ads, mate.
I'm just going to keep calling shots if we're on air or not here on RPH football. And there's Clark in the centre of the ground. And Clark goes long inside the forward 50. Big pulling with music in the background. A free kick now being picked out to South Adelaide. Interesting.
Michael, if you can turn the computer down, that'd be great, mate.
Listening to the
Jared Bennett now rebounds from defensive 50. That probably sounds a little bit better to our sponsors and our listeners. Hately gives to McGlon. He goes to centre wing out of sight. Kirk with the spoil. I would have thought it would have gone out, but it didn't. It just came back to Benny Moore. Almost had his jumper ripped off. Oh, Ruwa managed to get around a couple of Panthers. His handball to this bloke, Matthew Graham, has been outstanding. He can unload from outside 50. What's going to happen here? It's off target, that's for certain, and it'll go through for a behind. Has it? Yes, it has. Matthew Graham. Marble Bar scoreboard. The Bay's in front by the minorest of margins.
Yeah, but the thought process by Matthew Graham there was right, because the goal square was open, no one in there. He just kicked, went off the side of his boot for a minor score, but the thought process was right.
So the Tigers have picked themselves off the canvas a bit here. They've got their noses in front by the point as it comes to Gibbs. Gibbs taken unceremoniously off of the football. And the Panthers just starting to be a little bit. And David
25.
Clark at 25. And it's, I mean, every goal is goal when you're fighting for a finals berth. And
That's a long 25.
And South are giving them away, and that's
a 50.
double. That's got to be 50.
Yep, that's no question, that's 50. So Bryce Gibbs is going to walk up, start to his first goal. He comes in and kicks true. Don't know what the infringement was for, but to get a 50-metre penalty there. Bryce Gibbs got his first on the board. The Tigers have got their sixth. They go to 6 goals to 38, leading South Adelaide 4-7-31. That is on the Marble Bar scoreboard. Grand Central tells us 11 minutes have gone of this second quarter, and undisciplined play, Paul, can often cost you. The last 2 goals that South Adelaide have kicked have been goals through undisciplined play.
Well, and they were 50-50s given where they were on the ground. So very, very interesting. Robert Palmer wouldn't be happy with that, Phil.
Well, that's it. I mean, the difference in the game at the moment is the accuracy with the kicking, and that's because South are giving them kicks from the goal square.
Exactly right.
And our umpire now, Colin Ralston in the middle, decides to ball it up. Parry and Clark, they're going to do a lot of battles this afternoon. Clark the tap to backward to Moore. A bit hot for Moore, has to juggle it, pick it up. Does well to still get the kick away. Sends the Tigers forward, and Ruwalt takes a strong mark just on the edge of the centre square. He wheels around quickly. Running hard is Backwell. It's going to lob there looking for Rogers. Goes past him, trying to tap it forward. A bit of volleyball back to Backwell. Backwell now looking for a teammate. It's a grubber of a kick. Hits the player there on the bounce. He tried to play him.
He took the mark.
No, it bounced in front of me. Come on.
Ty Allen trying his best.
That's a Pakistani slips catch.
As it comes quickly, Parry taps it down. McConnell, is he taken off the ball? Yes, he is.
He played for that beautifully.
And Gibbs was taken off the ball. McConnell taken off the ball. The Tigers in defence are rattled at this point of time. And McConnell, Daryl Smith, will have a shot for his first goal.
Well, he's only 40 metres out directly in front. And you think all he has to do is put the ball up in the air and the wind will take it through. This breeze blowing as it's going straight down the ground. And McConnell, normally a fantastic kick of the football too, comes in now 40 metres out. Kick is truly, and it's gone straight through the middle for his first. And the Tigers on a roll here. They've got seven goals to. That is 44, leading South Adelaide 4-7-31 on the Marble Bar scoreboard. They are kicking with a breeze, which is worth around about 6 goals, we think. So they've actually kicked already 5 in this quarter, and South Adelaide have yet to kick a goal. They've only managed 1 solitary point.
Very interesting. So probably a PDK highlight if you're a base supporter with McConnell. He certainly got taken high, but it was probably a pretty soft decision. He milked it for all it was worth, got the free kick. He was in the right spot at the right time, and you can't really argue with that decision. So the umpire will ball it up right in the centre. There's Clark. He's been good today, and opposed to Parry. He's done that a number of times to Backwell, running backwards, gives to Hinge by hand, and he now goes looking forward for Ruwalt. He gets involved, but involved is Glenelg player in Kirkby. The handball to Douglas, hasn't seen much of it. This will be quality. He kicks by the left boot outside 50. What can happen here? No Bays players down. Only Matthew Smith will get there. Alapate Carlisle will run in and get Ty Allen out the way. Matthew Smith goes by hand to Jared Wright. McConnell's in the way. Oh, Wright dropped it. Gee, that's not good. And Allen wraps him up in the tackle. What's going to happen here? Did he sit on and try and hatch it? No. The umpire will come in and ball it up. It's at right half forward for the Bays in the northeastern pocket. Marble Bar scoreboard, 13 points the margin in favour of the Tigers kicking with this win. As Daryl mentioned, they've kicked 5 goals with it. The ruck contest ended up with Jared Wright. He kicked it out of the defensive zone. Alwyn Davey, did he get taken too high? No, he didn't. Douglas involved, goes backwards to Panozzo. He's almost wrapped up. He slips over now. He goes back to Ruwalt. Ruwalt's outside 50 bit, goes inside. The kick is high. What can happen here? Oh, Kirkby came from about 4 deep, couldn't take the mark. And involved is David Clark. He taps it now. It goes to Archard with the long sleeves. He's in the back pocket and goes by hand to Matthew Smith.
So South Adelaide have got to get themselves out of this defensive 50. It's been down there for most of maybe the last 10 minutes as Alwyn Davey gets it on to Kenner. Quick hand pass away. Now the Panthers trying to run it through. It comes to Kruger, but the ball's slippery, the hands are wet, and they're juggling it. But now a quick handball from Hamby to McGlon. South send it forward, and Warren on the lead takes the mark in front of the Grand Central time clock. He's 40 out. Warren says, I'm not going to line up. I'm going to head for the open goal. Square, takes a bounce. He's kicked the goal for mine and just try and see around the pole. He has. Benny Warren is the first multiple goal scorer of the game. He has scored his second. Most importantly, South have kicked their 5th. Edge themselves back into the game. The Panthers 5-7-37, South 7-2-44, a 7-point margin here at the Bay.
Yeah, it was a good fast break by South Adelaide, wasn't it? They had Warren coming out of the goal square. He was virtually at centre half forward, and the kick went towards the Marble Bar scoreboard. He was in front, then turned around, saw the open goal square, and then kicked truly for his first goal of this second quarter, his second for the game. Good play there by South Adelaide. Real PDK highlight package.
Benny Warren hits the front in the Ken Farmer medal race. There's the ball up in the synergy. Parry in a solo effort was superb. He's now got in the way Hinge. But he gave away a free kick, and it's play on Davey outside 50. What can he do? Can he make the distance from there? No, he can't. He sort of got it off the toe of his boot. It now comes to grandstand side. Panozzo did well there, in too quick for Warren on that occasion, so it took it a good 25 metres. It's now at half-back right for the Bays. They're kicking to the northern end, 7-2-44, South 5-7-37. That's on the Marble Bar scoreboard. The Grand Central time clock, very chilly locations, the Marble Bar scoreboard and the Grand Central time clock has gone about 14 3/4 minutes. There's the boundary line thrown now. Douglas involved. Gee, Archard kicking in danger. Yes, the umpire was right on the spot. You can't argue with that. Douglas with his fingers and his head over the ball. Archard came in and kicked it out of his grasp. Douglas will rebound from 50 for the Tigers. And he does that now, number 35 in his return match for the Tigers. He kicks it now. Hinge couldn't take the mark, but running onto it now is the player there in Graham. Oh, Backwell was good. Graham again, the second effort. He's been great, this bloke. He handballs to Kirkby. Kirkby goes back to Matthew Graham. The left-footed boot goes inside 50. What can Doldy do from behind? He can take a strong mark in front of Gerard Bennett. That's good football by Glenelg. Yet again, Matthew Graham involved for the Tigers. He's having a great debut game.
He certainly is having a great debut game, but again, we said straight to the top of the goal square. Doldig was there. We saw a quick change there to Davey off for South Adelaide, and coming on is Clay Sampson. But we will stay with Matthew Doldig, 20 metres out directly in front, and he kicks truly for his first, and the Tigers have got their 8th on the board. They go to 8 goals too. That's 50. They lead by 13 points over South, 5-7-37. And courtesy of our good friends at Black and White Trucks and Removals, let's move it right around the grounds.
In the AFL, the final score at Skilled Stadium saw Geelong 9-14-68 run out 10-point winners over Port 8-10-58, probably finishing their season off. And at the Telstra Dome, it's the Bulldogs by 6 points clear of Carlton, and Fremantle are 2 points in front of Collingwood at the MCG.
Those scores brought to you thanks to Black and White Trucks. Is here 17 minutes gone thanks to Grand Central from the centre break. Hinge's got it. He just puts it up high, long towards the top of the square, as Dale said to do. Comes out the back of the pack, and Doldy couldn't quite pick it up. The ball was skidding along. It's a behind for the Bays. Their accuracy has been impressive. 8-3-51. South 5-7-37. Third 14-point football game. And even though South have had the one more scoring shot. So now the Panthers, the kick in.
Oh,
it's backwards, 50 under pressure. Tigers come over the top. Wright's got the hand pass, I think, back to Smith. He's under pressure. Wright goes back and gets it. Coming in hard there for the Tigers. Makes the tackle, and it will be a ball up 50 out.
Great forward line pressure by the Glenelg Football Club. Mark Mick can be very happy with that.
Exactly right. They're pretty highlights that you don't often see and you don't often count, but the forward pressure there by the Tigers was absolutely outstanding. They fought hard enough now to keep the ball in their forward 50.
So outer side half forward flank for the Bays, going with the breeze to the northern end. Clark involved, gets it down to Backwell, the quick kick away. What can happen here? There's an open forward line there for Willits to run onto the footy. He gets the handball around the corner. Gee, that was good. McConnell picks it up. He snaps it around the corner. The Bays have got their 9th. What a PDK highlight from the Tigers. He's got 2. Thank you, Phil. 9 goals, 357. Opens up a 20-point lead around about 17.5 minutes gone in the second quarter, Smithy.
Yeah, great play by Willits there. Again, we saw Backwell just kick it to the top of the goal square where it puts pressure on. Willits couldn't take the mark, but forced the ball forward to the ground, and then was able to keep fighting it and handballed it over the back of his scon, and found there McConnell, who just snapped truly for his second goal. A great PDK highlight. That would be the goal of the match so far. 9-3-57, lead by 20 over South Adelaide, the Tigers. 5-7-37.
Thanks to Grand Central, we've hit time on. It has been the Tigers' quarter. 7 goals kicked. They're on track for maybe their best second quarter of the season. South trying to go forward. They're really struggling with it at the moment. Coming out, though, doing well is Hanby. He's leading the league in handballs. Surprisingly, handballs it to Neagle. Neagle's kick, though, is intercepted, and Mitchell's got it on half-back.
He's going to have a shot.
He could almost have a shot. It'd be a 130-metre goal, but he could do it the way he's kicking and the way the breeze is going. As Cupido comes off to me on, thanks to Stillwell forward. Gibbs with the kick, heads towards the outer flank. Graham at the back of the pack, can't run onto it. Backwell doing some great roving work up forward. Can't get there either. It's a throw-in. 50 out from the Bays goal. South Adelaide's forward four-way rebounded strongly, and the Tigers a chance to extend their lead. It's 20 points. It's the biggest of the match thus far. A chance to put a couple more on before we head to the long break. Parry and Clark again doing battle. They've been at it pretty much all day. Comes to Bennett. Bennett going backwards. Umpire's found a free, and it will favour the Panthers.
Yeah, Jared Wright's got it, being held onto by a Glenelg opponent there. So Jared Wright in between the back pocket and half-back flank. He rebounds from the defensive 50 with that kick. Warren, gee, that's a long way to get a kick from a full forward. Clark gets the crumbs, goes to McGlon. They're going backwards here at the moment, South. Matthew Smith's got it. He kicks it to centre wing. Outer side, Warren involved. The two number 19s, Warren and Hinge. Now, the umpire is paying, I think, a free kick for chopping him across the arms by it looks like. So Warren is on centre wing outer side.
Well, they've moved Hanby to full forward, and Sherwood's got him.
Okay, interesting.
And Akupido's, of course, come off.
So Jared Wright's now got it almost in the centre of Glenelg Oval. And he's got the nice-looking gold boots on, the number 11 Guernsey. No one standing them up. Gee, that's very poor from the Tigers. Had the luxury of touching the ball on the ground and going long deep inside 50. And Mitchell, will he load up for a shot at goal this time? No, he doesn't. He rebounds from 50. The kick is superb. Horan just onto the ground. He takes the mark, plays on, gives it to Benny Moore. The bounce just came back to him, Benny Moore. He'll go deep inside 50, looking for either Doldick or Backwell. And Doldick's taken the mark. One would think, Darryl Smith, that he has a big chance to kick it from
there. He should go back and have a shot because he's a thumping kick of the ball. He's around about the 50-metre mark. mark. He'll kick from around about 48 metres.
See the guy behind the goals?
He is waving his hands. Yes, he's saying, kick it to me, boys, kick it to me. I'll take the big specky over the back. But Doldig has already kicked a goal in this quarter. He's got a player short. Is he going to use that player? No, he's not. He's going to go back. 45-degree angle, right foot drop, punts on its way. He's put it far too far out of the right-hand side, and it's going to go out of bounds on the full. No, it's just snuck through for a minor score. So a point on the board of the Tigers. They go to 9 goals for 58, 21 points in the lead of South Adelaide, who are on 5-7-37.
So Alapate Carlisle has the kicking duties for the Panthers this afternoon. As Daryl mentioned, it's always a tough gig when you're going into the breeze, but he has found a teammate there on the far side. So South Adelaide trying to build something here. Tigers have had the far and that's not going to help because that is a Smithfield crash clanger. Kick a bounce, add on the full turn. Actually, no, it took a bounce. Well, it's a bit hard to tell from over here, I guess, but it will be a throw in neutral situation. Just Glenelg's side of centre wing. The Tigers leading this one by 21 points. We're about 25 minutes into the second quarter, thanks to Grand Central. McConnell trying to pick it up off the pack, can't do so. Comes in board now to Kruger. Kruger gets the quick kick away. And was it
free kick?
Free kick. Was it a foul after disposal?
Yep.
Toomey's got it. And he's opposed to Richard Douglas as a balloon flies past.
They've got to force a goal here, South Adelaide, somehow.
Toomey sends it inside forward. It's a wobbly kick. Warren did well to get it. He's got a chance to get past his opponent. Back to Hanby. Back to Sampson. The captain takes a shot. Heads for the right-hand post. Doesn't swing around. Did Neagle take a mark on the goal line? Yes, he did. McLon sets himself in the position. He's taken a mark in the slouch pocket. And before the umpire sets himself, McLaughl's gone in now. Tigers defence, I assume that's what you're saying, bad. 3 unopposed marks, and Neagle, who marked it on the behind line, is going to have a much better shot for goal.
Yeah, he certainly is. He's on a 40, probably about a 40-degree angle, and he's going to kick from around about 30 metres out, so he certainly won't have any trouble with the distance, one wouldn't suggest, but he was the one that actually took that mark right on the line, and sloppy defensive work there by the Tigers to allow Neagle to come in now. Comes in, the kick is on its way, looks pretty good off the boot, but swung away at the last moment for another minor score. So South Adelaide now go to 5 goals, 8-38, trailing by 20 points to Tigers, 9-4-58 on the marble bar scoreboard. And Grand Central Time Clock says we've played 21 minutes of this second quarter.
So I was getting excited there. I thought Mitchell was going to take the kick in, but he hasn't. Pomozzo goes short and will find Sherwood, who marks. He did play on. The umpire called that well. Colin Rouston paying attention. Sherwood now the quick kick, rebounding from defensive 50. Ruwalt gave a great contest and he needed to. Sherwood sort of threw it over to Ruwalt somehow. Ruwalt left-handed handball, rebounding from 50 goes to Moore. Moore with the kick. Douglas is in the van here, but gee, too much attention there by Toomey, and Douglas will get a free kick. The umpire right on the spot. The umpiring's been pretty good this afternoon.
Yeah, that was pretty soft though. I mean, he's going for the ball.
As long as they're consistent.
Yep.
Douglas, centre wing, grandstand side, he unleashes with the torpedo. Didn't quite get onto it. Matthew Smith flies from behind. There's Archard right at centre half back for the Panthers. Oh, intercepted there by this man, Matthew Graham. He's amazing, this bloke. It now comes to Kenner. They got out of that well, South Adelaide. Lucky. Matthew Smith goes to the player there in Thulis. He's centre wing, grandstand side, goes and finds McLong. Good movement of the football by the Panthers. And Hanby, oh, he didn't mark it, but it's hit the post. It almost went through. South Adelaide 5-9-39. The Bays 9-4-58. Marble bar scoreboard. Stillwell forward at Medindi. Davey on and Craig Parry off.
You hope they're not going to put Davey in the ruck. Anyways, it comes forward and Archard head in the middle of the centre. It's gone past him. Tigers have got 3 here. It comes from Horan to Graham. Graham's got a couple of runners. He's got some great vision. Backs it up with the skills to execute. As Backwell's got it on 50. He decides he jeeves around his opponent. Lines up from 40. Goes for the goal and has missed everything. Hits the well, actually he didn't, because he hit the behind post on the full. That's out of bounds on the full ski as the Panthers quickly rebound. The kick in there, and that might be Smith on the far side and in front of the cricket pitches. So South Adelaide have slowed to a walk for them, and they do have this problem. South Adelaide, they play well for a quarter and then disappear, and they have only scored the 1-goal 3 with the breeze, including a couple of set shots. As Bennett's got it, he again goes for the chip kick. Clark and Davey, they have a raffle. Davey wins it. Now it comes back to Clark. Clark looking for someone to handball it to. Comes to McLaughlin. He's going to be in trouble. Gets it back to Clark. Now it's called football for a reason, and that's what they use. Clark sends it to centre half forward. And Moore's taken the mark right on the 50 arc. So again, the Tigers with the turnover. He comes to the grandstand side. He's got Bryce Gibbs. Gibbs has got a teammate further on in McConnell. McConnell has to duck around the boundary umpire and the south trainer. He's got Backwell. Backwell, second time in a row, jukes around his opponent in Tawny. Goes right for the pocket, and marking that strongly is Rory Kirkby. And this is going to be a tough shot for goal.
He's going to go short. And
Oh, have a guess who that is.
Graham. Unbelievable, this bloke on debut, and Kirkby saw him leading into the hole, and he honoured that lead. So now Graham's lining up from around about, how far is that, 25 metres out, 45-degree angle, probably a little bit steep in that 50-degree angle. And he has been a real live wire for the Tigers.
he's even got the let's cut the angle down process down, Pat.
Oh, that's poor umpiring.
No, I think the umpire was actually right, because the South Adelaide player was kept walking towards the boundary line. So, but Graham certainly showing how to play on debut. Comes in, 45-degree angle, 30 metres out, comes in, drop punt, he's on its way, and he's pushing to the right. We've put the mockers on him, so he's just snuck through for a minor score when the Tigers need goals. 9-5, 59, lead by 20 points over South Adelaide, 5-9-39 on the Marble Bar scoreboard.
Yes, Angus Security's game of the day. It wasn't probably the kick of the day from Matthew Graham, but he's been very impressive.
Crash clanger.
It was indeed. 1 goal, 2 this afternoon. Matthew Graham, bar injury, will be playing next week, I would have thought. Number 39, he's got on. Socks are down, the yellow and black boots are on. So there's Alapate Carlisle gets the kick away for South Adelaide. It gets clears outside 50. They've done that well, and Dolding will see the ball over the boundary line in the northeastern pocket of Glenelg Oval. Marble Bar scoreboard, as Darryl said, 20 points to the margin in favour of the Bays. Darryl, would you be happy with 20 points with this breeze at half-time?
Oh, considering the fact that you've stopped South from scoring the 2 goals that you kicked in that first quarter, you would be. They've only had 1 goal in this quarter, so that's very good.
OK, so there's the boundary line throw in. Cranston getting involved for the Tigers as well, but South Adelaide will take the ball away. And getting wrapped over the head there was Matthew Smith. He'll get a free kick, and it will go back to Matthew Smith now. He's got the right sort of arm wrist guard on, number 8 on his back. The socks are up, and he's right at half-back, right for the South Adelaide side. He's going to be looking for options, centre wing, outer side, and that's what they've done all day, the teams, or Glenelg and South, going into the breeze. Big pack there. The umpire calls play on. Glenelg player getting wrapped up in the tackle. The umpire will come in now and will ball it up right in front of the Stillwell Ford Medindi sign. How about that, indeed? So the umpire will come in, centre wing, outer side. Getting involved is Toomey and also Trevor Cranston. Trevor Cranston probably lost that one, you would have thought, but only just Toomey goes in for another second effort. It was a good performance. He manages to get the ball out. It's looking a bit more like rugby than football at the moment. Cranston gets a quick handball out, but only as far as Davey. Was he pushed in the back? No, he wasn't. It comes out to a South player there and getting involved. I can't pick up who that was. I think it was Jared Wright. And it goes to half-forward flank right for the Panthers. The Tigers managed to get a quick kick away. Deliberate asks Stephen Kenner. The umpire says no, and it'll be a boundary throw-in just outside half-forward for the Panthers in front of the Grand Central time clock, which says we've gone about 25 minutes, and the Marble Bar scoreboard.
That's right. Someone here at the ground's giving away balloons. I've seen a few cross the deck. I thought they're going from goal to goal in about 45 seconds flat.
It is Ray White Real Estate giving away.
There we go. As the change over, Matty Clark coming off for a rest, and Kirk coming on.
No, that's Willits coming off.
Oh, Willits coming off, sorry, as South Adelaide have got it at centre field for the second. McGlon had it. He is sandwiched. Brett Brackwell lays a tough tackle. Creates a stalemate situation. About 28, 29 minutes gone here thanks to Grand Central of the second quarter. Glenelg have had far better of this one. They've used the breeze far better as it comes to Clark. Clark's handball straight to McConnell. Can the Tigers get one more? Backwell with the boots, heads for the hot spot. Rogers sets himself, should have taken the mark, didn't. South mop up with some handballs, comes to Bennett. He's got Hately, I think it is, there with the kick. That kick is heading right for us. Takes a bounce. Will they get it towards the boundary line? Yes, the Tigers, no, they don't. Mitchell had it, and as he put the foot out to prop to stop to come back, he touched the boundary line out of bounds.
He's looking in pretty good touches, David Mitchell. He's certainly shed a couple of kilos.
Yeah, he has. He's done well.
Got a fair spring in his step. He's been an important player. Boundary line thrown just outside half forward for the Bays on centre wing, Grant-hand side. The ball is now, and it's a free kick being paid to South Adelaide, and it will go to Michael Hanby. The umpire indicated over the shoulder. Horan standing the mark. Don't know if he was the offender, but now the kick by Hanby goes into the centre and finds McGlon. He's got a loose man there. Gee, the kick by McGlon wasn't good at all. It actually went backwards, favouring the Bays. Matthew Smith will run onto it, and probably a few metres in those legs that he didn't really want to do. And the siren's gone. Half-time at the Bay Oval. Marble Bar scoreboard 20 points in favour of the Tigers. They had the benefit of that breeze in the second term, and South Adelaide 5-9-39.
Tomorrow from 8 o'clock till 8:30 to blow their own trumpet, one would suggest, Paul.
Yes, probably so. Mark Bayliss certainly is pretty good at having a bit of a chat about amateur league. So hello to Mark. I'm sure he'd be listening this afternoon. The third quarter is just about underway. The lead at half-time is 20 points. The Bays are kicking into the teeth of the breeze. The Panthers want to get a lot of goals going to the left of the radio at the moment. Matthew Clark, his solo effort was very good indeed. He rebounds in from the centre, going inside forward 50, almost taking the mark was Willits, but doing it beautifully was Carlisle. I'm actually not sure whether he took the mark, or perhaps he may have, and he's gone straight to the outer side, straight to the old Stillwell forward Medindi sign out there. It's gone out of bounds, and the umpire will now throw it in.
Now, why would you do that? As a defender, you've got the howling breeze at your back. Why would you kick it straight across the ground and go out of bounds on the other
He
side?
could have almost got that inside forward 50.
Well, he would have. Easy.
He probably would have. Matthew Clark, did he give away a free kick? Yes, he did. And then Craig Parry will be the recipient. But to the advantage of South Adelaide, it's been kicked inside forward 50. Couldn't pick up who that was. Warren was on the lead. It's now gone out of bounds in the northeastern pocket. And good ball movement for South Adelaide there. Very quick indeed. Couldn't pick up. Might have been Jared Wright, but I'm not 100% sure. And now be a boundary line throw-in. And we should just mention the umpires today. Gary Feeler, Simon Mackey, Colin Rouston, boundary Sean Burton and Michael Sandico on goals. Darren Trengrove and Yoon Yip Wong for and the shot on goals this afternoon down there. Well done. There's the boundary line throw, and it was getting involved was Toomey, but picking it up now was Panozzo. He goes backwards to Mitchell, who concedes the behind. The two number 22s, Toomey was right behind David Mitchell, who now has got the footy, Phil, and should kick out.
And one of the differences between both teams and how they cope with the change of conditions was Mitchell's kicks were heading about, well, 55, 60 metres away from goal, whereas Carlisle's was still landing inside forward 50. Mitchell again just sinks the boot in. And look at it. That is a massive kick into the wind. That is a PDK highlight for the afternoon. Smith picks it up off the pack. Umpires found a free kick, and it's got to come back. And that's a mark maybe to Toomey.
Yes.
And he comes back and board to Parry, puts him under pressure, manages to do well and get the hand pass away. Coming in there is Josh Sampson, who lets fly with a long bomb goal. That's what the Panthers needed. They strike first in the second quarter. Josh Sampson, his first goal for the match. The Panthers sixth. They are 6-10-46, trailing the Bays 9-5-59. That is the Marble Bar scoreboard. And thanks to Grand Central, 3 minutes gone.
Yeah, PDK highlight there, Josh Sampson. He took the ball from the centre of the ground and ran to the 50-metre arc, and that's exactly what they need to do, South Adelaide. They've got to take a leaf out of Glenelg's book in that second quarter where they kicked it to the hot spot. Josh Sampson kicking his first goal in league football. Excellent effort. It's a 50-metre goal on the run, and that is exactly the start that the South Adelaide side needed for this second quarter. No, for this third quarter. So
the rain's still coming down heavily. Cheerio to all those listening to us on the web. rphadelaide.org.au as Glenelg kick it forward, inside forward 50. Neagle gets back and takes the juggled mark. And now he's got to check some options. He decides no one on the mark again from Glenelg. That's a few times that's happened this afternoon. Allows him to get a bit of a run up. Cupido's got it 60 out. He's got to get past Backwell. Does that now. Faces the goal. Unlines from 55 out. He's got the same idea. Warren's up there by the goal square. Gets in front. It's tapped away. Can Archer get it top of the goal square? He picks it up. Goes back for Kenner. High handball. Kenner has to wait for it. Snaps on the boot. Sherwood gets a finger to it. It goes across for a behind. So South Adelaide, gee, they had a chance there, Smithy.
They did, but see, again, Cupido doing the right thing by getting it along and putting the pressure on. He came down to the front. Kenner had a snap on goal, just missed it. That just putting the pressure on the Tiger supporters.
So David Mitchell's got the ball at fullback, and as Darryl mentioned before, he's kicking, or it might have been both Darryl and Phil, he's kicking out from fullback has been a PDK highlight today. That's another 50-metre kick into the breeze. Is quite amazing, and it's gone outside 50, and the players are converging on the footy, and it stacks on the middle. The umpire will come in and bounce it up. That pole is really in a shocking spot out there, but that doesn't matter. So the umpire will come in now, and he will ball it up. Matthew Clark's involved and Craig Parry, the ruckman, 15 and 34 respectively. Clark wins out on that occasion because Parry went to ground, slipped over a little bit there. Backwell takes the ball over the boundary line, and the red-headed boundary umpire over there, which I think is Michael Sandico, will ball it in outside the forward 50 for the Panthers. Northeastern sort of pocket of the Bay Oval, right in front of the family-friendly area. The weather's not too family-friendly today. Clark taps it down. Backwell taps it backwards to Mules. And beg your pardon, that's Ben Moore who takes it over the boundary line.
I tell you what, the boundary umpires are certainly earning their money today, being in these conditions.
Absolutely, especially the one on the far side who's got to throw it in, and that's probably the harder one to throw it slightly into the breezes. That one comes in. Parry's gone down. Clark unopposed gets it to Backwell. Gets it on now. Gibbs has got it. He sends the Tigers forward along the wing there. Graham, what can he do this time? He's got a one-on-one contest to play. It comes out, and it did actually go across the line. As that rain is coming, it's not the heaviest rain, but it's coming down almost horizontal at the moment, blowing across the ground.
It's like that movie with Tom Hanks. What was it? Forrest Gump, when he said it comes in from the side, it comes in from the backwards, it comes from upside down. Unbelievable, the rain.
So from that running hard there was the Panthers. That's a Buffer right who's got a quick hand pass along. Comes to Kenner. Kenner 70 out. Heads for the tops of the hot spot. Sherwood against Warren. Cupido's got it. He lost it, and Sherwood once again doing the experience thing, tapping it over, conceding the behind. Why not? Glenelg are about 3 goals up. So that is South Adelaide 6-12-48. Glenelg 9-5-59.
Just get the impression that off target today, South Adelaide could cost them dearly. Mitchell again will be kicking it in from full back, and I'd say it'll be a repeat Groundhog Day because he'll kick it in probably 15 metres. He'll go to the outer side, and Panozzo now indicating that's what he's going to do. So it's gone into exactly the same spot. In fact, it's gone further. That's a 60-metre kick into the breeze is amazing. Getting involved there was Toomey, but Backwell was very good. Got the handball, and it will go to Benny Moore. He's inside now the centre of the Bay Oval. Has the luxury of a bounce. That's arrogant on a day like today. He kicks it inside 50, but David Clark will chop it off. He takes the mark. He rebounds from 50 at centre half back for the Panthers. The kick is going to be spot on to McGlon. Coming from behind was Panozzo. Good contest. Running onto it was the player for South Adelaide, Josh Thulis. He gets wrapped up by the base. Free kick, no. Ball gets tapped out. Ruwalt gets a quick handball to Mules. Mules another one to Gibbs. Gibbs on the defensive side of centre wing. Goes there looking for the player in Graham, but the ball has gone out of bounds on the full, and bringing it back in will be Tom Haitley for the Panthers. One would think Darrell just wants to get the ball long and probably can make centre half forward from there. Tom Haitley.
He's got to do that, doesn't he?
He does that indeed. It goes to centre half forward. Coming from behind was Clay Sampson, beg your pardon, was very good. Tapped it on. Still escaped the hand pass to McGlon. Sherwood and Warren one out in the top of the goal square. Sherwood did well. Now it's 2-on-1. Mitchell provides the shepherd, and in fact it was given a free kick against Warren to Mitchell, but Sherwood played on anyway and deliberately out of bounds. Paul Sherwood. The umpire said nothing doing.
Well, they paid that in the AFL yesterday. There was a soccer guy. Soccer went off the ground from, I think it was Lovett, and he sockered it 40 metres forward, and the umpire paid it out of bounds deliberately.
Not today. The boundary umpire with the hardest gig on an afternoon like that is going to be throwing it in. There's Kenner trying to get involved. He gets in front of Matthew Clark and gets the tap out, if you can believe that, with his fist, and now it stacks on the middle out there. The umpire comes in, says it'll be mine. It's pretty much directly on centre wing, outer side of the Bay Oval. Marble Bar scoreboard 59-48 in favour of the Tigers. Grand Central says we've gone about 8 minutes of quarter 3.
You had a theory if South could get it forward often enough, Warren and Cupido would do the job, but Sherwood and Hinge have done brilliantly in defence as it comes from Clark to Moore. Moore ducks out of traffic. Now he kicks it forward into the driving rain. Graham flies at the frame. Gee, he's been everything this afternoon. It's tapped across the line. Yet another throw in. And that boundary umpire, I'll tell you what, he does not need a gym membership because he is getting one amazing workout this afternoon.
He'll sleep well.
He will certainly sleep well. Of course, the only problem with Sunday football is you don't get much of a break before you got to go back to, and that throw-in's travelled about 10 metres sideways, and that is due to the wind, not due to the boundary umpire, I should add. But it is a stalemate. Another ball up.
Actually, Glenelg are playing some pretty good football
here. They are doing very well because,
holding it up. Yep.
Because the clock is just absolutely ticking on the Panthers. Not only trailed by 20 points, they've got the breeze. Glenelg are coming home with the gale. And if South out in front by the final change, their hope, well, they'll still be 5th, but it will be a 3-way tie between the Tigers, the Redlegs, and the Panthers. In case you're wondering why I'm not calling play, that's because it's just being balled up, grabbed, stalemate, and another ball up. This time Clark comes up a couple of hands back to Clark to Backwell. Backwell spun, he gets the handball away, comes to Allen. Allen gets the hand pass away. In fact, they're just going around in circles at them. And now with Mitchell. Mitchell, one of his shorter kicks this afternoon, lands on forward 50. One of the Glenelg players, was he pushed in the back?
Yep.
Yes, he was. And then again, there's that man. Is he going to get some PDK, Player of the Year votes on debut? Daryl Smith's got the important duties on that this afternoon. Graham is 55 out. He heads for the top of the goal square. Doldig sets himself well. Couldn't take the mark. Bennett is in there in opposition. Comes to Kruger's. Kruger's kick. He's just heading for the Grand Central time clock, which he hits. And thanks to Stilwell forward, Sampson coming off for a rest. Owen Davey for a run.
I was going to say that myself, but you said it perfectly, Phil.
Grand Central says we've gone 9 minutes of the premiership quarter. Marble Bar scoreboard 11 points in favour of the Bays, and South Adelaide have kicked 6-12, and they've got the breeze. I was going to say breeze. It's a little more like Megan Gale down here at the Bay Oval. Matthew Smith got the
I wouldn't mind having Megan Gale.
Yes, wouldn't mind indeed. Gets the quick kick away and goes to centre wing out of sight. So South Adelaide have got some run here. What can they do? Has it gone about out of bounds on the full? No, it hasn't. It's gone out of bounds. And that boundary umpire, goodness me, drew the short straw after half-time. Would have thought, I'll take the outer side, have the members side on the lead in the last quarter. And he's probably not going to have many petrol tickets left. So he's doing a good job. I think that's Michael Sandico out there. And he throws the ball in now. Clark from behind, Parry was good, got the tap down, but the South Adelaide player can't pick up who that is just at the moment. That's his Matthew Smith wrapping up Brett Backwell and another ball up. So there's certainly not much free-flowing movement. Conditions are terrible down here. Clark did it well. Backwell did it even better. Ran onto the footy. The kick now has got Ruwalt just on the attacking side of centre wing for the Bays. It's gone in, picked up beautifully by Dolding. The handball was great to Benny Moore. Benny Moore on the left boot. What can he do? He's looking for a big Willis up there. Has had a dirty day. Gibbs is running onto it as he runs inside 50. What can he do now? Goes back to Graham, but involved there is Kirkby. Kirkby's outside 50. The kick is terrible. It's gone up and it will go out of bounds as it bounces inside 50 for the Tigers, right in front of the Grand Central time clock and the Marble Bar scoreboard. Grand Central time clock says 10 minutes gone, quarter 3. The Marble Bar scoreboard says 11 points in favour of the Tigers.
Yes, and this is suiting Glenelg beautifully at the moment. The longer each minute ticks that South Adelaide don't have shots on goals, the better it is for the Tigers. In fact, Glenelg at the moment look more likely to get a goal themselves. But coming out of the pack well, that might have been Archard. He spins out of it, gets the kick forward. Allen does well. He's also doing a bit of a spin routine, gets it to O'Connell. He's tackled. It's right in the middle of the ground, right in the middle of Seahorses cricket pitch. His body's flying everywhere. One of the players tackled without the ball. That was Ty Allen, and he will get it shortly. So again, Allen, he's only got about 3 or 4 players behind him at the moment, but there's Hinge all by himself on the outer side. Hand pass to Mitchell. Mitchell, instead of banging it, he's actually got a player there. Might be Kirkby on the far side. He comes in quickly, and there's Gibbs, who marks right on forward 50. On the 50-metre arc, 45-degree angle. One would think too far out to score. He goes quickly, top of the goal square. Pack of about 4 are going to fly. Comes to the base of it. Willett's in there trying to do some hard work for the Bays. Quick kick out of the air by the Panthers. Hinge sets himself, breaks up that one. It was going for Kruger. Comes now to Dolding. Dolding's got a player loose on the far side. That's Mules. Mules 60 out, comes back in board. It's a triangle work at the moment, but it is taking the mark, and that's Mitchell. And even it's 50 out, Smithy, it is Mitchell.
Yeah, no, look,
what do you
I don't
reckon?
think so. He's going to go in short. He does that and finds his teammate a great lead, and that
Rogers
player
maybe.
is Rogers, who's marked the ball. So Rogers now, a great kick by Mitchell. And there's a Stillwell forward change as well. Coming on for South Adelaide is Hamby. Coming off for South Adelaide is Jared Wright. So, but Rogers has the ball 40 metres out directly in front. And, gee, a goal in these sort of conditions into the breeze is probably worth 2. So Rogers comes in now. Kick is on its way. He's kicked it hard. He's kicked it long, but he has got the accuracy. Yes, he has. And that is a great goal by Rogers. That's his second, and the Tigers have got their 10th. They go to 10 goals, 5, 65, leading South Adelaide, who are stuck on 6 goals, 12, 48, and that is on the Marble Bar scoreboard. Grand Central tells us we played 11 minutes of this third quarter, and we'll quickly go back to the show and get scores from all around the grounds, courtesy of Black and White Trucks and Removals.
Number of times today, and there's Matthew Smith though getting in the way. Handballs backwards to Thulis. He's got the right idea, just bangs it on the boot, goes to the anti-Daryl Smith side of the ground on that half-back flank. And what's going to happen here, it'll go out of bounds
Every single time.
every single time. And Mules involved there also, Alwyn Davey. So Grand Central says we've gone about 12 minutes, and gold is the term of the Glenelg goals going to the southern end in this third quarter. South Adelaide 3 rush behinds and a goal to Josh Sampson, so not the desired result. So Glenelg have got a lead at the moment of, what's that, 15, 17 points at the moment. The boundary line throwing ends up with the back boy, gets the quick kick away. Ruwal, what can he do? Gee, that was superb. He took the ball, has spun around. Allen has been good in these conditions. Benny Moore's being held onto. He gets the quick kick away. What's going to happen here? Picked up by Clay Sampson. He's wrapped up in the tackle. His opposite 24 is getting involved again. Benny Moore. Did he give away a free kick? No, he didn't. The tackling by Glenelg in this third quarter has been fierce.
Free kick.
And resulting in another free kick to Ty Allen. So he's certainly been getting in there and winning those tough balls. Handby, it looked like, gave that free kick away.
Over the shoulder it was.
So Ty Allen, a defensive side on centre wing, outer side for the Bays. And they've got a handy lead at the moment. 3 straight goals South Adelaide need to kick to hit the front. Allen kicks it, and it's been marked there by, I think that player is Craig Parry, is it? He plays on a medal, and I'm not quite sure. I can't call who that is. It may be Parry, but the kick was excellent and found the player Cupido. He takes the mark on centre wing grandstand side. The handball to McGlon wasn't good, but backwell, gee, picked that up like he was a waiter, just juggled it in his hand there. He goes to Gibbs. Gibbs goes wide and finds McConnell. Seems to always find plenty of the football. McConnell will come and find Matthew Graham. What a debut this bloke's had. He is dead set centre wing grandstand side of the Bay Oval there. Going forward with a lot of discipline and a lot of thought, the Bay. So Graham now, he looks for a lead there from Ruwalt, his lookalike, and it's gone out of bounds on the full. So it'll be a kick in by Alwyn Davey at half-back right for the Panthers.
Still a forward change too coming off for Glenelg. As Ty Allen coming on is Richard Douglas.
So Davey in front of the louds gets his kick away to McGlon. Just a short one. He's taken the mark. Still half-back for the Panthers. We've played about 15 minutes thanks to Grand Central, and a 20-point half-time deficit. The Panthers have just reduced by just 3 points at the moment. With this scale, they're going to have the noses in front at three-quarter time by something, you would think. But time running out as the long kick comes to the back of the pack. Clark just taps it forward. Tigers in numbers. McConnell in traffic manages to pick it up there for the short kick. And there's Graham. Not sure who his opponent is. Gets the hand pass along for Douglas. Bit hot for him. Douglas picks it up well. Gets the hand pass away. Puts his teammate in trouble, and that was Graham again. Bennett had him with the tackle almost as soon as he touched the ball. So a ball up just the corner of the centre square. Outer side favouring the Tigers, who are doing more of the attacking despite the fact that they're going into the breeze. As Moore just soccers it forward inside the Tigers forward 50. Bennett had it, lost it. Bennett then does well to go back in. He really is the general of the Panthers defence. It comes to McGlon. McGlon's got Archard there on the far side, opposed to Panozzo now. So will South Adelaide go direct? Does come inboard. Davey marks. He's at the edge of the centre square. If he has a runner, they can have a shot for goal. Goes across looking for Neagle. Yes. Now Neagle got a bit of space. Will the ball sit? He fumbles. He's at 50. Comes back towards Thulis. Thulis from 51. He just goes with the heave-ho. And that is wide left. So another blown chance for the Panthers. They are 6-13-49. Don't forget, this is the team that kicked 26 goals 6 in wet, rainy conditions against Sturt at Nollunga a few weeks ago. Ain't that amazing? Glenelg 10-5-65 on the marble bar scoreboard.
They've only managed 1 goal 4 in this quarter, kicking with the breeze.
So Glenelg have done well. Said before that they've played thoughtful and disciplined football going into the breeze, the Bays. And Mitchell, this man's got it again. Will go to the outer side, just outside 50 with the kick. He does exactly that. He's done it beautifully. And Clark getting involved there in the marking contests. The South Adelaide player couldn't take the mark. McConnell, did he get one in the back from the umpire? He certainly played for it. And he's opposite number 33, Handby, looked at the umpire and said, look, that would be a bit stiff if you pay it. The umpire said, I agree, I'm not going to. And it'll be a ball up just outside forward 50. So certainly an impressive quarter by the Bays. They just need to get it forward. The ball up ended up being smashed inside 50 by South Adelaide. Cupido picked up the ball, but hot on his hammer, as he has been all day, is John Hinge and Daryl Smith. John Hinge and Cupido is probably in favour of Johnny Hinge at the moment.
Oh, no question about that. He's played a superb game, Johnny Hinge.
There's the ball up deep inside South Adelaide's 50. It was tapped down to Ruwalt, and the kick's now gone out of bounds on the full in the northeastern pocket of Glenelg Oval. And the player out there will be Smith.
And that was full by a fair way, because that actually landed on the other side of the fence.
And good to see a little kitty out there with the three-quarter length pants on and the sand shoes, giving it back to Matthew Smith. So one would think that he should just go long to the top of the goal square, and he does that now, Matthew Smith. There's a lot of players down there. One of those is Matthew Clark. Does he punch it down properly? Well, he got it to only to Warren. Gave it to Cupido. He goes round the corner, and he's missed again. So the Panthers go to 6-14-50. The Bays are 10-5-65 on the marble bar scoreboard.
But the thought process was right there, because they did kick it to the top of the square. Warren was able to contest the ball, come down, give it to Cupido, and Cupido should have done more than that. That was a Smithfield crash clanger for a player of his experience.
Yeah, South have had 5 more scoring shots, but are facing a second straight defeat in the face here, almost into time on, thanks to Grand Central. The Bays coming home with the strong breezes. Mitchell's kicked this one a little bit lower, still about a 50-metre kick, although wasn't touched before it went out of
Smart
bounds.
play by South Adelaide there to let it go.
Absolutely didn't touch it, so Archard's got it. He's on the boundary line out of side. What's he going to do with this one? Comes the ball looking for Thulis on forward 50. Goes at the back of the pack. Kruger tried to get it. Doing well was O'Connell to pick it up. He's tackled and thrown to the ground by Thulis. It's a stalemate. Ball up 52 metres out from the Panthers' goal. South need a couple in a hurry here. Trailing this one by 15 points on the Marble Bar scoreboard.
Well, blood rule.
We've got a blood rule, and Matty Clark, who's done a stellar job in ruck, is going to be coming off involuntarily.
And he'll be an opportunity player for some PDK highlight votes as well, I think, Matty Clark. He's been pretty good for the Tigers as Kirk's coming on, courtesy of our good friends at Stillwell Ford. Also coming on is Sampson for South Adelaide and Davey going off for the Panthers as well. On the Marble Bar scoreboard, 10 goals, 5-65. That's the Tigers. They are leading South Adelaide 6 goals, 14-50. 15 points in favour of the Tigers. They did lead by 20 at half-time and they trailed by 17 at quarter-time.
Fair dose of the old claret coming out of Matthew Clark's head. On came Kirk, but getting the ball away for Glenelg. It ended up with Hinge, went backwards to Gibbs. That was okay. And Doldy battling with Bennett. That's been a pretty good contest this afternoon. Bennett now gets the quick handball to Archard. Excuse me, Archard getting it there, and Smith just couldn't quite get the handball on. Horan's involved now for the Bays, getting wrapped up his Ruwalt and slammed into the turf on centre wing out of side is the player in Ruwalt for the Bays, and Gerard Bennett applying that tackle. So valuable minutes being used up here by the Bays. It's now gone for 20 minutes, Grand Central time clock, and it's a free kick to the Bay. It will go back and will be a free kick to Daniel Kirk. The infringement was against the South Adelaide player. And Kirk centre wing out of side. Gee, that's a good-looking kick as well into the breeze. Must have stronger thighs than what we think, the old Bays. It's now at centre-half forward for the Bays, but Bennett, gee, he does that well. Gave to Thulis, but he was under the pump. Benny Mules wrapped him up in the tackle. He had no prior opportunity, so couldn't get rid of it. Well, there's a scrum at centre-half forward for the Bays at the moment. South Adelaide player in Toomey went in there. Gibbs also getting involved. Mules now wrapping someone up in the tackle. Also involved there is Ben Neagle for South Adelaide, and a Bay player who is wrapped up in the tackle. Looks like a Bryce Gibbs. And it'll be a ball up at centre-half forward. Grand Central says we've gone 20 minutes of quarter number 3. There's the ball up. Kirk gets it down to Backwell. He's been involved today. He had 19 touches to half-time. Ruwalt went backwards, went this way, got thrown to the turf as he was getting rid of it. Thulis goes backwards, gives it to Kenner. Kenner was dead set on the defensive side of the centre square. Kicks it now, and Cupido runs onto it inside 50. Looks at Clay Sampson and says, "Oh, go it alone," and misses. Third point of the afternoon to Damien Cupido. 11 goals, 2 in the wet at Noarlunga. 3 behinds this afternoon for South. Marble Bar scoreboard, 14 points in favour of the Tigers.
That's a Smithfield crash clanger there, running in an open goal. He tried to soccer the ball, get the ball along the ground, but it didn't go through, so a minor score for Cupido and South Adelaide.
No shortage of opportunities. In fact, the Glenelg have had 15 scoring shots. The Panthers have had 15 behinds. As that is a beautiful kick from Mitchell. It finds Mule's about 60 out. So again, another 50-metre kick in from Mitchell. And that he might even get in PDK player votes, because Daryl Smith's got a hard job here. Quite a few lining up.
This guy here hasn't been too bad either, just quietly McConnell.
And McConnell in the long sleeve Guernsey along with Backwell this afternoon, directing some traffic. I mean, why not hold up play? It's into time on. Glenelg going into the breeze, and he's found Graham opposed to Clark, and umpire says
that is a PDK highlight.
Decided to pay it.
That is a PDK highlight.
And,
that ball was spinning around like you wouldn't believe.
He was travelling at a fair rate.
It was too.
So Graham, first gamer for the Tigers, as Kirk flies through. It goes to the back of the pack. Parry doing the mop-up work. Doldig's got him tackled. The kick by the Panthers, and that is pretty much symbolic of how it's going for the Panthers in the third quarter. That kick out of bounds on the full. So Tigers ball. 25 minutes gone thanks to Grand Central, and little kid picks it up and gives it. That's his highlight. He's got balloons. He's had a touch of the footy. His afternoon's been made here at the Glenelg Oval. Mitchell kicks it along the length of the pole. It's lean over this way, Paul. And it's marked by Toomey in the back pocket.
It is. That was another great kick by Mitchell. Gee, went the best part of probably 50 metres into the teeth of this breeze. And the Bays are using up valuable time. So Haitley has got the ball now. He kicks to Thulis, who marks at centre-half back as that kick rebounded from 50 for the Panthers. Goes slightly backwards to Hanby, who goes by hand. That's no surprise to McGlon. McGlon will go further afield there and find Smith, defensive side of centre wing. He's got a player loose, and that's Kruger, marks in front of John Hinge. He's just outside. What did he do there? He lost the footy, and so Johnny Hinge now gives it back to him. And he will go back. What's he going to do? He's going to come in short. He wasn't even 15 anyway. Goes back to Smith. He now bombs it long inside 50. Then the goal, the Panthers. Oh, Warren flying from behind. Almost a magnificent mark by Toomey. Unbeknownst to him, the ball just fell in his lap just about. Getting involved now for Glenelg is Panozzo, but it's rugby-style scrum work inside the forward 50. And the Panthers at 6:15.51, the base 10-5-65, 14 points, marble bar scoreboard, and we're deep into time on in the third quarter.
As it comes to Archard, Archard tries to get the hand pass out to Igelson, who's tackled and brought to ground. No space there.
That was just badly executed again. The ball actually hit the ground. Had the handball had a bit of pepper on it and got to him on the full, Ilderson could have had a shot on goal.
Well, South Adelaide, they've taken over Sturt's mantle as the handball happy side of the SANFL, averaging 160 per game. But, gee, the handballs in this sort of weather are just fraught with danger. We've seen a few given up defensively that have caused turnovers, and haven't on many occasions the guys are trying to pick it up at their ankles.
It's a team that best adapts to the conditions in this that will win the game, and at the moment certainly the Tiger side are adapting to the conditions.
Another interchange coming here thanks to Stillwell forward, but back to the action. Samson's got it, gets the quick hammer off to Cooper, evades one, gets the kick away. It's not going to be a goal, it's going to bounce out of bounds.
Yeah, Kenner off, not Kenner, Archard off for South Adelaide, and coming on for South Adelaide courtesy of Stillwell forward is Jared Wright, and also coming on for the Tiger side is Allen, and going off is the player there in Matthew Graham, and boy, what did they do? He's off the ground.
So Ty Allen coming on, and had a look at his suntan, Matthew Graham. Looks like he's been doing a bit of tanning work. Don't worry about that. There's the boundary line throwing. Ruwalt got a quick handball, but it was too quick for Mules. It now comes to Kenner. He gets a half a handball on. McLon will go backwards and give it to Nagel. Nagel unloads from 50, and it's just a nest of Tigers there. McConnell punched it. He punched it the wrong way. The mouse goes backwards, and he handballs a goal, and Mitchell kicks it into the fence. Didn't like what occurred there, but McConnell...
Well, they had 5-1.
They did indeed, yeah, but the kick from Nagel just didn't quite have enough carry on it, and he could have made a score off his own boot, but as it turns out, a fourth rush behind to South Adelaide this quarter, and 6:16, I wouldn't have thought at three-quarter time, kicking into the teeth of the breeze is going to get them enough to get over the line. So Mitchell, and it'll be Groundhog Day again. He's in the goal square, the northern end. He will go outside 50 on the northeastern side. Here he goes again. Yep, it's Groundhog Day. So he kicks it out there. Kirk being held onto, could see that from here without the glasses on. And the umpire comes in and says, what's going to happen? It is a free kick to Daniel Kirk. How about that? Not often to get those right, but Kirk will take the free kick being held onto. The big number 4.
Darryl, why the outer side?
Well, I've got no idea. Honestly, I've got no idea why they... I suppose from Glenelg's point of view, South Adelaide's going to be harder to score from that end, so it's going to be forcing it towards the pocket. But why South Adelaide continue to go there too is just beyond me.
Yeah, so Kirk's got it right there, just outside 50 in the northeastern pocket, where it's been a lot today, and certainly on the outer side. So the kick by Kirk has gone to centre wing. That is an amazing kick going into the breeze, and Gerard Bennett takes a very good mark for South Adelaide. He's certainly not been their worst player this afternoon. Standing the mark there is Panozzo by the looks of things. And no, it's Ruwald, in fact. So Bennett, he goes long. He's looking for centre-half forward. Gee, the Sherwood-Warren contest has been good. And on that occasion, Sherwood getting involved. He gets the half a kick away, and it's been picked up there by Matthew Smith, I think it was. Bryce Gibbs now runs onto the footy, and he's wrapped up in the tackle. A lot of players around the footy, as you'd imagine, on a wet day. Grand Central says we've gone 25 minutes, 13 points the margin, the Bays, to come home with the breeze.
They certainly will come home with the breeze, but South Adelaide have to get a goal here or force a goal just to stay in touch. Otherwise, the Tiger side might just run away with it here.
Allen's kick rebounds, goes back to Panozzo. He's tackled before he can dispose of the football, and it will be another ball up, 45 out. Just looking at the Grand Central time clock, it's about 26 minutes gone. So given we've only had 2 goals 7 kicked in total in this quarter, and that is 1 goal to Glenelg, 1-7 to South. It's not going to be a long quarter. Comes to Cooper. His kick finds Panozzo as opposite number 6. So the Tigers a chance to slow her up and head towards the boundary sign out of side. You can almost guarantee that. Quite often in a day game, you'll see teams swap sides. Haven't seen a lot of that this afternoon. Glenelg, I mean, that's probably the thought process, as you mentioned, the team that adapts better to the wet weather football. Comes to the back of the pack. Dolding tries to send it forward. Glenelg player in Horan taken off the ball when he was trying to fight for it, so he's got a free kick centre wing. Glenelg may be a chance. Gee, if they could get 1 more goal to finish the quarter, they are almost home and hosed. It comes to Moore. Moore looking downfield. Working hard there was Ruwal. Got rid of his opponent and did so illegally.
Dropped him in the chops.
And Toomey comes off and Igelson on, thanks to Stillwell forward. South Adelaide on the rebound. That kick is a Smithfield crash clanger. Mules couldn't take the clean mark, had enough time to pick it up. Got it to McConnell. McConnell's kick finds Kirkby. Kirkby is 70 out, heads towards, Bennett running back against the field of, with the flight of the ball, did well to take the mark and intercept. His kick, unfortunately, wasn't great. Moore's picked it up about 70 out. Comes to Mitchell. Mitchell from the edge of the square. there, heads for the hot spot. Kirk's got himself a sit here. Can't take the mark. The South player's gone down. We're going in hard. There is McGlon. McGlon had Haitley, ignores him, and he's got a player here, might be Parry. Actually, no, it's not Parry. What am I talking about? It's Stewart who's taken the mark. Comes to Cupido, who had it, hatched the egg. Hinge has picked it up. Hinge sends Glenelg forward. He comes back from whence it came. Fantastic PDK highlight. Richard Douglas back from injury, showing some class in the wet conditions with a strong mark. He sends it inside forward 50. Some South players spoil each other. Bennett again doing the mopping up. He's got David Clark, the handball to right. Now they're going to go down the middle of the ground. Looks like it. They're coming to Kenner, though the wobbly bounce. Now it's a hard ball to get. Kenner's got it. Beautiful tackle by Bryce Gibbs. Turnover time. The base trying to surge it forward. That kick's going to head for touch. It's spinning like a top. It's staying in. Richard Douglas again picks it up. Somehow buys time that he just didn't have. After that beautiful exhibition of skill, his kick is wayward, out of bounds on the full.
So the handball there to Kenner put Kenner under pressure. All they needed to do was just kick it in long, get it into the goal square.
Yes, they haven't played the conditions that well in this quarter, South Adelaide, when they could have just been going straight down the middle the whole time. They seem to have been using the side a little bit more than necessary, but Jared Wright's got it. He's at half-back. He kicks it now to centre wing grandstand side. Clay Sampson dropped the chest mark. You can't really blame him for that because the ball is greasy. Parry's involved there. Mitchell's on top of him. McConnell dives in now. It's a hot little ball down there, and they are dead set right in front of the RPH commentary crew. Stephen Kenner's got his back to us, and he's directly in line with the line through the centre circle. Darryl Smith, Phil Hurd and Paul Blandis. The premiership quarter has certainly been won by the Bays. Their lead has been diminished, but they're in front, and they're coming home with a very, very strong Megan Gale here at the Bay Oval. So Groundhog Day again. It was Gibbs and also Hanby, all threes involved there. 33 Hanby, 3 for...
Rogers off for the Tigers side, and coming on is Graham, and that's courtesy of Stillwell Ford at Menindee.
So the ball up there, Parry, I thought, got rid of Kirk, not in the appropriate fashion. Cranston did exactly the same there to Williamson, being picked up by Panozzo, goes to Cranston, goes to McConnell. He's always got so much time, this bloke. The kick, he didn't reach Allen on the full, but Allen was good enough. He took it on the bounce. He's looking for Doldig, but it won't matter because it's gone out of bounds. Half forward right for the Bays, but they won't mind that at all because if they're not scoring, South Adelaide, sorry, if it's up there, they're not scoring, and South Adelaide aren't either. So deep into the third quarter, Grand Central says we've gone about 28 minutes, which is amazing given that there's been only 2 goals, but a lot of boundary line throw-ins.
An amazing amount, and this time we're glad to see some play actually on the grandstand side, so this boundary umpire gets a bit of a workout for a while. As the soccer kick doesn't go too far, Hinge picks it up. He manages to break the line, sends it inside forward 50, tap forward, Backwell's got, he is just demolished into the turf by his opponent, and that was very undisciplined by Carlisle. And Backwell will have it again, a chance to waste a little bit more time. He's going to be in the pocket, forward 50 again, just a short kick forward, beautifully on a lead there.
That lead by Graham, he was dead set in the goal square and he took off.
And so he's got speed as well.
He certainly has. Matthew Graham has had a great debut here at the Glenelg Oval for the Tigers, wearing the jumper number 39 is marked on a 45-degree angle, around about 35 to 40 metres out, and he's kicking into the breeze, so he'd have to put this, you'd think, out to the right-hand side, probably even the right-hand point post to swing it around. So we'll just see how experienced he is in kicking in these conditions. Graham coming in from, as we said, right on 45 minutes. He's actually kicked it to the other end of the ground. It's not going to make the distance. They're all up. No one can take the mark. And Bennett's in there for the South Adelaide side. He forces the ball to the ground. No one can take it. The umpire's got to come in and say, well, I'll have it, boys. And I'll throw it up no further than 5 metres out with Glenelg into attack.
So Marble Bar scoreboard, 13 points. The ball up in the square there. Graham, did he get the kick over the shoulder? No, he didn't. He's kicked a miraculous goal. Is it a goal or not? It is. What a goal by Matthew Graham, the PDK highlight of the year. He was facing the northern end, the top of the goal square. He's got his second. He's kicked it directly over the back of his scone. What a goal to finish the quarter. What an amazing goal.
And that was certainly a PDK highlight, no question about that. The Tigers at three-quarter time, 11 goals, 5. That is
separating the top 3. It's going to be a great race to the finish.
Just on that medal. Have we seen the last of a 100-goal kicker?
Yes.
Ed Richardson, I think, was Adam Richardson, wasn't he? He was the last one.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult, isn't it?
Probably. I mean, it's always harder. When the league went back from a 23-game season to a 20, that made it a lot harder.
It did. There's the ball up in the centre. Colin Rouston there. Matthew Clark getting the tap down to Backwell. It's not the first time.
Oh, well done, Clark.
Backwell again involved there. The ball's going in favour of the Bays. They're going to the northern end. The gang tackling by Allen also more, but gee, good enough there was Keno. He got the handball out to a South Adelaide player there. I'm not quite sure who that was. He got the kick out of the ball is on the grandstand side centre wing. Panozzo. He got some assistance by Hinge. Panozzo now will go inside 50 with the kick. Dolding and Bennett. It's been a good contest indeed. That player I couldn't call before was Hately. He's involved now. Bennett gets the handball away. Nagel got the quick kick away. Gee, sticky fingers, Benny Moore. Did he get pulled over the boundary line without the footy? The umpire said no. And it will be a ball up right on 50. And this poor guy, the red-headed umpire.
He's on this side now. He's got it all the straight. But Moore did get pulled over the boundary line. Didn't have the ball, but the umpire said that was okay.
So there's the boundary line throw in. Clark getting his palm to it and getting down to Ruwalt. Hinge with his scone over the footy. Also was Archer. Ty Allen has been good in these conditions. And he's now got the ball palmed it onto Matthew Clark for a big man. That's superb. He wheels around now. Kicks it to the top of the goal square. What's going to happen here? Willits has had a dirty day over in the footy there. Douglas is involved. Kirkby, I beg your pardon, is involved. He's now had his jumper just about pulled off. Goes to Hately, goes behind to Matthew Smith. He handballs it straight to Ruwalt. Getting involved was Douglas, taps it back. There's Bryce Gibbs if he can pick it up. Douglas, what can he do? It's a free kick that's been paid to Bryce Gibbs, and it's against Damien Cupido by the looks of things, so Robert Pyman wouldn't like that. Gibbs can go back and unload from probably just outside 50 when he takes the kick, a 45-degree angle.
He's going to kick with the breeze too, hasn't he, Gibbs? And he's already kicked the goal for the Tigers so far today. And I've actually missed one of the goals, boys, so I'll have to get that off you in just a moment. But Bryce Gibbs has actually going back from around about, he'll kick from a right, virtually right on 50. The breeze at his back too. And they've already got 11, have the Tigers. And this is just going to would put one of the nails in the coffin, one would suggest, as Gibbs comes in now. Kicks from 48 metres out. The kick is on its way. The goal umpire has not moved. Gibbs likes it. He's got his second, and the Tigers now have got their 12th. They go to 12 goals, 5. 77 leading in the South Adelaide. They are stuck on 6 goals, 16-52. That is on the Marble Bar scoreboard, and Grand Central Time Clock told us that played took just 90 seconds.
Look, Glenelg have kicked the last 2 goals of the game and have broken this one out. 25 points, the biggest margin of the match. If South Adelaide are to win this, it is the miracle of the season now. And the Tigers with this win, if they stay in front, will force a 3-way tie for 5th position. South will still have it on percentage, and time permitting will give you the premiership table at the end of the day. As again, the Tigers trying to go forward. Backwell got it to Allen. Allen's kick is smothered. He goes in for the second effort. Handballs it forward. Parry pushed off the ball. No mean feat in that, as Hanby picks it up and actually kicks it just for something different. The bounce was high. Skedaddles everybody. Coming in hard there was right. His handball straight to the Tigers. It comes out to Panozzo. Panozzo doing a little bit of weaving. He's got out there, far out in traffic is McConnell. McConnell now has time to check out some options on the leading player into the pocket is Graham. McConnell honours the lead. It goes out of bounds, but probably not the way. That's Dale Smith should have elected don't kick here sign out there, because
every single time they go to that pocket has gone out of bounds.
It just makes it so much harder, Paul.
The Daryl Smith pocket, we'll call it this afternoon, the northeastern corner, and there's a red coat with his poncho on. He'd be cold out there, I would have thought. There's the boundary line throw-in. Ends up favouring South Adelaide through Hanby. It was getting a handball away to Clark, but involved. Oh no, Clark ended up getting it back. Don't know how that happened. The handball goes to Nagel. He's at centre wing, outer side. Now touches the ball on the ground and goes by hand to McGlon. He's approaching half forward for the Panthers, going to the school end into the breeze. He kicked it deep inside forward 50. What can happen here? Mules punched it away from Jared Wright. Was very good. Wright's the first one to run back onto it, and he handballs it. Well, intentionally, one would have thought over the boundary line, but also was involved was Mules. Marble Bar scoreboard, 25 points the margin. Can they kick 6 goals and win, Daryl Smith?
No, they can't. No. They've got to double their scores to win, so I doubt whether they can do that.
Well, you look at those scoring shots, 22-17, and the Panthers, the second most accurate team in the competition coming in here, have just, well, blown what chance they had of really solidifying, and with a bye, Centrals and the Eagles coming up, they may well drop out. It just depends whether Norwood and Glenelg can stand up. Well, it comes out the back of the pack. South trying to go forward again. Comes to Kenner, picks it well on the rebound. He's 30 out. He's going to have a shot. He kicks the goal. So what it took the Panthers 30 minutes to do with the breeze, they've managed in 4 minutes into it.
Kenny's kicked his second goal there, so good start by South Adelaide. They do need to keep going, though. They've now got their seventh. 7 goals, 16 to 58. They trail by just the 19 points. Can we see a big comeback? 12 goals, 5, 77. I doubt whether we can, because the Tigers have been playing pretty good football, and they are kicking with probably a 6-goal breeze, just going straight down from the south to the north here at the Bay Oval.
So there's the ball up again in the centre. Matthew Clark, the tap to backwell was absolutely superb. He goes inside 50 with the kick back. Well, I'd say he's up to probably high 30s in disposals. One would have thought. The handball comes from a South Adelaide player in Bennett, goes to Archard, 2 long sleeves involved, and the kick goes to centre wing out of side, picked up by Backwell as though it was a dry day. He fends off Jared Wright. He handballs now, but it wasn't a good one, because getting in the way is David Clark, soccer style, also Gaelic style. Ends up with David Clark. He's just outside 50. What can he do here? Kenner and Mitchell involved. Oh, there's action aplenty. Sherwood, there's involved now. Davey, the ball's coming back out about 30 out, and it goes to Gibbs. He goes backwards to Panozzo, who goes further backwards to Mitchell. Mitchell's in the back pocket and gets right under that and kicks. It'll end up with Backwell here. He takes the mark, attacking side of centre wing, but South didn't take the mark. The umpire will come in now. I posed this question to you guys. Easy to do that. If South Adelaide hadn't given away 4 goals through free kicks, it'll be 8-5 to 7-16 at this very moment.
Well, plus the fact they gave away 2 50-metre penalties too, wasn't it? That was the other thing.
Now, South have had no shortage of opportunities. It's just what they've done with them. As that kick again heads along the outer side boundary line, it was, well, Bennett forces out of bounds. Another throw in half-forward flank of the Tigers. Look, if it wasn't for the gale, you'd say South is still a shot, because they have had enough of the football, and they've still got those forwards up there who you know when they're on song. But just that when you throw the conditions in, that 19-point margin is something more like 30. The boundary umpire now, they swapped him at 3/4 time. He's got the work into the breeze. It comes down to Parry. South Adelaide, though, comes to Archard. He's tackled before he can get the handball. Hinge, a quick one across to Moore. Actually, now it's with Moore from about 55 metres out to the top of the goal square. 1-on-1 contest. Willits can't do it. Comes to Backwell. He's right next to the boundary line. Oh, that kick! It heads towards the line and then spins back into play. Oh, Shane Warne has had some practice there for sure. It's a behind. The Tigers...
That was clever football by Backwell.
Absolutely. 12-6, 78. South 7-16, 58. 20 points.
So the mark's been taken by Nagel, and that was almost like Beau Waters last night at Subiaco doing similar thing, except not in the wet and not in the SANFL. So the kick goes to Clay Sampson. He's at half-back, gets around the player there for Glenelg in more, touches the ball on the ground. Defensive side of centre wing, goes for the kick. It's only going to go as far as Benny Mules, and it was a nice-looking kicker held up into the breeze, and Mules was in the right spot. And he'll go back now. Will he go long? He will, and he'll get the ball inside 50. What can Willits do here? He's going to crunch the pack. He does that. There's Graham. Is it involved? Gee, he goes this way. Handballs over to his lookalike in Ruwalt. Ruwalt, the kick to Moore wasn't far enough. Did he mark? Oh, he's been paid the mark. Okay, it was far enough. So Moore's got the ball just outside 50. Handballs on now. Graham wasn't ready for it. Graham now gives it back to Moore, who steams inside 50. Even Moore can probably score from there, and he has, but it's a behind. Glenelg 12-7, 79. South Adelaide 7-16, 58. Marble bar scoreboard, 21 points to margin. On the Grand Central time clock, it is about 8 minutes gone.
Comes now the kick from Carlisle to Archard, a kick forward across to Clark. So
another goal here to South would really make it interesting, wouldn't it?
South seem to be not handballing as much in this final quarter. It just isn't the weather for lots of handball. They're doing more the Glenelg chip style of kick. This time finds Kenner. There's your handball, which brings the guy loose. That's okay. Then you run, then you kick long. That's what Archard does. Comes to Warren. He's at the edge of the centre square, a long way from goal. He dribbles it forward to Warren. Here's a chance again. Bennett's run inside 50. He's got Davey with the hand pass. Davey, open goal. Can he convert? Runs to the top of the goal square. His kick. Umpire's on the run, but that's a goal. 2 in a row to the Panthers. Wow. Davies kicked his first. Who knows? Maybe the miracle could happen. South Adelaide have kicked goal number 8. They are 8-16, 64. Glenelg 12-7, 79. Back to a 15-point margin on the Marble Bar scoreboard.
It was good play by Jared Bennett there from centre half back. He took off once South Adelaide had the ball, ran on that outer side all the way up along that outer side wing, got the ball at half forward and saw Davey running in front of him, gave it to Davey, and Davey certainly ran his full measure of the distance. Don't worry about that. I thought another couple of steps he might have been pulled back for running too far, but the goal's on the board.
So there's the ball up in the centre. It was Clark getting it down to Ruwalt, but getting involved is Jared Wright, and he's wrapped up in the tackle. And they've really played these conditions well in the last quarter. South Adelaide, they've been clearing out their forward line, so they're running into an open space.
But you wonder why they didn't do that when they had the breeze.
Well,
that's the whole thing.
But you made the point, Daryl Smith, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're attacking against the breeze, and that's certainly one of the things that has made them in this contest. But now it's going to be Matthew Clark. The free was against Parry.
Yeah, holding on.
So Matthew Clark has got it. One would think, if I was a betting man, he is going to just go with a nice drop punt with a big right boot straight down the centre, so he goes to the outer side. So there he goes, looking for Hinge, and he almost marks it just outside forward 50. Had his head ripped off, one would have thought, but it came to Graham. What can he do? He can kick it goal and put it out of bounds on the full. So an interesting day to Matthew Graham. 8 marks to three-quarter time, 19 disposals, 2 goals, 2 and now an out of bounds on the full.
And in contrast, Glenelg were very structured and disciplined going inside forward 50. Now they just seem to be blazing away a bit.
Oh, gee whiz, that drop mark.
So there's the kick in. It was messed up there, but it's come to Doherty. What can he do? He can handball to Allen. The handball was terrible. It was about half shin height, and Gerard Bennett, as he's wrapped up by Allen, handballs it through for rush behind the bays. 12-8-80 Marble Bar scoreboard. South, 8 goals, 16.
The kick comes into Clark. He's about 45. He's got McGlawn running in the centre. So South Adelaide, they've got the run, and now the hand pass. Beats the tackler, comes across the Toulis. They have run right down the guts of the ground, attacking into the breeze. The kick to the top of the square. Warren trying to run back onto it. He comes loose. The Bay player missed the mark. It comes soccer goal. Oh, Kenner! Del Bolger from Mount Gravatt has got his third. South have kicked their third for the final quarter. 2 in a row. We are back to a 10-point football game at the Bay. The Panthers 9-16-70 trail the Tigers 12-8-80. 10 points the margin, and South are coming from the clouds.
Well, they certainly are coming from the clouds, as is the rain coming from the clouds. But South Adelaide got that ball in very, very quickly, ran it up the midfield again. And what we said in the first and third quarter they didn't do was attack the full face of goal. Exactly in the last 2 goals they've done that. They've run the ball through the midfield and had opportunities at the full face of goal.
There's the ball up in the centre. It ended up with Jared Wright. He gets the kick away. All the money would be on South Adelaide now. They just look to be too good. An attacking hand. He had his head ripped off. The umpire pays the free kick. McGlawn's got it outside 50. If he can hit someone on the chest. Oh, and he does that. Oh, great kick. And I think that player looks like it's either Toomey or Iliasson. I can't tell you who it is just at the moment.
I think the latter.
Yes, and it is Iliasson who will line up to put South Adelaide within 1 straight kick. If he kicks truly from about probably 35 metres, I'd say, Smithy, pretty well directly in front.
Yeah, so he is right in front, and 35 metres out to the former amateur. State player too in the amateurs, coming in now from 35 metres out directly in front. What he's done, he's kicked the goal, and you can hear the roar from the Panthers. All of a sudden, we have got a ball game on our hands here. 10 goals, 16-76. That's South Adelaide. They've trailed the Tigers by 4 points, 12-8-80. That is on the Marble Spa scoreboard. And Grand Central tells us we played just over 10 minutes of this final quarter, and South Adelaide are making a charge again, just through attacking football, getting it in long and attacking the top of the goal square, something they didn't do when they had the breeze. They are now doing it with the breeze.
And amazingly, having kicked 1 goal 7 in this quarter, they have kicked 4 goals without missing.
Unbelievable.
Football, I mean, this is 2 of the most inconsistent teams in the comp, and within the space of 4 quarters, we've seen the best and worst of both. Once again, the Panthers get the break. Archard's kick comes towards the grandstand side, takes the Glenelg bounce. Cupido runs onto it, and Douglas heads straight for the boundary line. Umpire says
that's a crowd one. There's no doubt about that.
But it's a Bay player hitting it out of bounds in front of the Bay's grandstand, and all and the umpire's given the visiting team decision. It comes to Cupido. He sends the Panthers long. It's going to be in the pocket. Lob about 50 out. Bottom of the pack, McGlawn gets there first. Allen's made the tackle. Moore's got it, and he is rolled into touch by Archard. Chance for everyone to take their breath. Mule's actually on the tackle. We'll have a boundary throw in, Paul. It's 55 out from the Panthers' goal.
And they look to have all the running. 10-16-76. The Bays 12-8-80. They've kicked 4 goals to 1 in this last quarter in a real hurry. So there's still plenty of time to go for South Adelaide or Glenelg. Whoever's good enough. Oh, Hanby. He was tackled by Gibbs. Thought it was too high. It comes back to Jared Wright. He's going to unleash and get it to the top of the goal square. What can happen here? Warren, he didn't take the mark, but he got it down to Davey. The Panthers are in front at the Bay Oval. Can you believe it? Well, you better. The Marble Bar scoreboard 11-16-82. The Bays 12-8-80. Davies got his second, both in the last quarter. The Panthers have hit the front. This is amazing. What a team they are showing in this last quarter.
Well, they're certainly showing a lot of fight. Again, the kick went to the top of the square. It was brought down by Warren. He couldn't mark the ball, but brought it down in front of him. And the live wire in Davey was there to read the ball better than anybody. And he did just that. Read the ball off the pack and ran truly and kicked his second goal. Great play, Bill. PDK highlight.
So from the centre, centre. Again, another centre square clearance to the Panthers. Mules should run onto this. Get some protection from McConnell. Looking for Backwell, who marks a post to Archard. So Glenelg a chance to regain some composure and go forward here. What's been amazing is all the last 4 or 5 centre clearances of goes to the Panthers. It comes back to Clark. He's virtually in the middle of the ground. Got about 5 players behind him. Sends it forward into a very crowded forward 50. Players flying from everywhere. At the back, picking it up a couple of Tigers. It comes to McConnell on the boundary line. His grubber kick will go forward for a behind.
Yeah, 1-point ball game.
And all of a sudden, the Bays are kicking points. The Panthers are kicking goals. It's almost like they've swapped Guernseys, let alone ends, here in the final quarter. Carlisle comes and brings it back in. He's got there Haitley. Haitley marks about 30 out from the Tiger goals. It's coming down the grandstand side. His short kick to Clark. Coming in there well was Ruwald, who broke it up. Clark, he stumbled a bit like he missed his footing. Didn't have a sure ground when he went for the mark. Ruwald come over the top, but it's a boundary line, Paul, and it's 40 out from the Bays goal.
And we've just got a Stillwell forward interchange, and coming on for the Tigers is Rogers. Going off is Willits for the Tigers, courtesy of Stillwell forward at Medindi.
Had a dirty day, Ryan Willits. There's the ball up. It's at half forward for the Bays, but Smith was involved. Possibly caught one too high. It didn't matter because the kick's gone in. Dolding almost took a slips catch in front of Gerard Bennett, but Bennett, oh, gee, he's been good today. Handballs to Jared Wright, and that's okay by South because they got it out of the danger zone. The kick from Wright rebounded them from 50 in the northwestern pocket of the Bay Oval. Moore saw it over the boundary line, and probably the boundary line umpire that's had the most throws of the weekend is now doing it yet again. He's been in everything, this boundary line umpire. Clark, oh, got the tap over to Backwell. The tap was in fact too good because it was too quick and too spot on. Backwell with a greasy ball couldn't take it. It's now deep inside Glenelg's 50. Oh, there's stacks on the mill here, picked up by Nagel. He's wrapped up by Allen. His tackling's been a feature today. And Glenelg players are appealing for holding the ball. Be a brave umpire to pay that. Gary Feely wants nothing to do with it. A point to difference on the marble bar scoreboard, and in the last minute, Phil, it hasn't actually really gone anywhere.
No, it's dark, it's cold, it's wet, it's windy. It is a 1-point football game with big stakes, as although Jensen held on to by Cranston. That's what the umpire saw, that's what we saw. So all of a sudden, players are just streaming downfield because there was no one in front of Jensen. The kick looking for one was he held on to. Umpire says no, not this time. Douglas has got it at ground level, and McLon just jumps on top of him, and that is a ball up.
And another Stillwell forward change through. Coming on for the Tigers is Jack Horan, and going off is Ty Allen.
So South, the 1-point lead. They have come from the clouds in the final quarter. The Bays trying to steer the ship. The Bays have the win. South have the leaders. And McGlon's kick is blocked, and that'll be a throw in a bit further around half forward flank, about 60 out from the Panther goals.
And very, very interesting last quarter. The Bays kicked the first one when they went 25 points, I beg your pardon, clear. And then South Adelaide at the 12-minute mark on the Grand Central time clock hit the lead since the first time at the 7-minute mark of the second quarter. So the boundary line throwing, attacking side of the ground for South Adelaide. Grand Central says we've gone about 14 minutes, and it's tapped down. Davey gets away. Oh, tapped down by Hanby was beautiful to Archard, who streams inside forward 50. What's going to happen here? Oh, the kick by Ullison. He didn't mean to do that to Cupido, but it was good enough. Cupido's got Davey. Oh, 30 metres out, directly in front. Oh, this could be absolutely disastrous for Glenelg if Owen Davey can kick his third, but good forward line pressure by South Adelaide. They finished well.
Yeah, they certainly did. Again, good play there that time by Cupido. Had a bit of a nasty day as Cupido, but he turned around that time. Could have had a shot, but saw Davey on his own and kicked truly to Davey. And Davey's marked 30 metres out, virtually directly in front. Has already kicked 2 in this quarter. Can he give the Panthers a 7-point buffer here at the Tiger Oval, or the Glenelg Oval, as he comes in now from directly in front? Davey comes in, gets very close to the man on the mark, kicks into the man on the mark. And it goes, ricochets out, and the Tigers will run the ball out of defence.
And Douglas gave it to Panozzo, but it's only gone so far as Clay Sampson takes the mark. Oh, he falls over as well. Everything happened there. He goes backwards and finds a play there. McGlon, I think it was, goes by hand to Jared Wright. He had some talk because he knew there were players coming. Goes to Clark by hand. Clark will go deep inside 50. South Adelaide are doing all the attack. What a mark!
No, free kick.
No, I think he's paid the man in front. Very interesting. The mark looked like it had been paid to McGlon, so it wasn't him on the outer side before. And it is Allen now about 30 metres out.
Look, this is the umpire's going berserk here. Given a 50-metre penalty.
What for?
Well, that's right. Well, we don't know. That's actually going further than 50 metres. That is just absolutely ridiculous.
That's gone to the best part of 65 metres, I would have thought. So now, I beg your pardon, I called Alan. It is Ben Mules right in the centre of the Bay Oval. Will go inside the forward 50, but only so far as the player there, Archard, I think, takes the mark off. The tackle by Rogers was fantastic. What happens here? Oh, Warren takes a contested mark between two bays. Centre wing, grandstand side.
So Warren's got McGlone. McGlone's got a little bit of open space. Hinge and fast pursuit. McGlone sends it in the direction of Davey.
Had to be more on that.
Finozzo. Davey had the back sit for it to go over the top and him to run onto an open goal, but it fell short. Finozzo, he runs away from Davey, takes a bounce across the goal. He's going to head for that other side, looking for Mitchell. It's might be a turnover. Comes back, Lucks of Fortune. It's with Mitchell to Cranston. Cranston has the handball. Glenelg now decide to kick it downfield, and there's a mark taken there by Graham. Graham's got a runner on the outer side. Back to Graham. So the Tigers starting to mount something here. Cupido's run a long way down to try and put pressure on Graham. He gets the kick inside that Daryl Smith pocket, but he's found a man, and that's McConnell. Marked inside 50, but right on that boundary line, Daryl Smith.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough kick from McConnell from there, but he's right on the boundary line, 45 metres out in that northeastern pocket.
Any score will tie.
Well, he's got the breeze that's going to help him blow the ball in. The kick is on its way. It's gone far past the face of the goal, and it's gone through for a minor score. So all locked away here at Tigerland. Tigers 12 goals, 10, 82. South Adelaide 11 goals, 16, 82 on the Marble Bar scoreboard as South Adelaide bring the ball back in. Centre wing, grandstand side.
So involved is Mules. He got support from Ben Moore. And Mules can unload from outside 50. Here he does it because he's got a man loose in the pocket. And that is McConnell. Oh, gee, bad checking by South Adelaide. And they could pay the ultimate price here. The Bays could get a valuable goal to go 6 points in front. What a game of football at the Bay Oval today. Marble Bar scoreboard is 82 apiece. Grand Central time clock. We've just clocked into time on. We've gone about 20 and a half minutes. Daryl McConnell, 30 metres would be maximum distance. The angle is acute, though.
Yes, he's already kicked 2, though, so any score at this stage is going to put them in front. So McConnell comes in. The drop punt's on its way, just jabs at the ball, but here's kick truly for his third, and it's a 6-point ball game in favour of the Tigers. They go to 13 goals, 10, 88. They lead South Adelaide 11 goals, 16, 82. That is on the Marble Bar scoreboard, and the Grand Central time clock tells us we've played 20 minutes of this final quarter. But you said that McConnell wasn't checked. All the South Adelaide players, when they had the ball, they all ran forward. The turnover was costly. McConnell was actually a little bit lazy, hanging back there and waiting, because if the turnover didn't happen, he was back there 20 metres away from his man.
Yeah, in recent years, both these teams have found a way to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. Who's going to stand up here? Who knows how to win the crunch football games as it comes to Backwell. Backwell to Hinge. He's looking for Mitchell. He's trying to mark strongly. Can't do it. Kenner, great with the pressure. Great with the follow-up. He's trying to pick it up here. He's under pressure. Mitchell did well to actually back up there to make a contest of it. It's gone out of bounds.
Gee, they're calling for anything, aren't they?
They are. Why not? It's going to be a throw and out of side. The rain is still heavy. I'm sure it's still blistery cold, but the game has hotted up like you wouldn't believe. 23 minutes gone thanks to Grand Central on the Marble Bar scoreboard. 6 points the difference in favour of the Tigers, but South are coming home with a wet sail, so to speak. It comes to Archard. Archard's got the hand pass out. Wright's got the kick forward. It heads towards half forward. Big spoil from the Tiger player there in Douglas, and it will be a throw-in just south side of the centre.
Needless to say, South Adelaide down by 20 points at half-time. You'd think if they got up and win this game, they deserve to play finals football, and if Glenelg lose the game, they don't deserve to play finals footy.
Yep, exactly right. So a lot on stake here for the last few minutes of the afternoon. There's been quite a few goals, so there's the boundary line throw-in. It ends up with Mills. He's wrapped up by Hanby. What's happening here? There's a South Adelaide player there, and I think it was Clay Sampson getting involved, or Hanby it may have been. It now comes out. Horan smashes it forward, and Mitchell will pick it up. He'll be happy to just see it go out of bounds, and he's seen it over in front or behind Jared Wright for South Adelaide. So Grand Central time clock is about 22 minutes have gone, and the Bays are in front by 6 points. The amazing thing was they went 25 points up, and South Adelaide came back and hit the front. So let's see what happens here. Clark, did he interfere with his opponent? No, said the umpire. He does it well with that AFL experience. Goes backwards to Panozzo. Panozzo goes to Douglas. He wheels round the corner. He's looking for centre wing out of side. Going back and taking a great mark was Mitchell, but I think he got some good protection there by the Glenelg player in Kirkby.
PDK highlight that.
Very good. So he is dead set centre wing on the outer side. He's going to go short, and he's gone to that player in Matthew Graham. If there's going to be a winning goal to secure it for Glenelg, wouldn't mind betting that Matthew Graham actually does it. So
he won't kick it from there.
He won't kick it from there. If he does, it'll be a miracle goal. So he's going to go back now, and he's going to kick it deep inside the forward 50. Who's involved there for Glenelg? There's players in front, but coming from behind was Bennett. It went to Rogers. Oh, the handball to Moore was fantastic. But he received Glenelg. The receive by Ben Moore was outstanding.
It was absolutely superb, going at full pace, running to the goal with a wet, greasy ball like that, to take it like that and then throw it on your boot, truly was absolutely outstanding. So a great goal to the Tigers. They now have got a buffer of 2 points as we see a Stillwell forward interchange being made, and Captain Kirk is coming on, and the player coming off, I didn't quite check. Rogers, was it? So Rogers off for the Glenelg side as the ball is back in the centre of the ground. You're on RPH football with Phil Hurden.
Well, the Bays have steady. They've got 2 in front. South produced something very special to get the lead back. They're going to have to produce something special again, and not much time to do it. It comes to Backwell. As I said, the Bays have steady. Comes to Hinge. Hinge was very good for the first 3 quarters. The kick forward, bouncing. Some clean skills required. Good focus on the ball was Ruwald. It comes to Moore, who's been busy. Now to Gibbs. Running play Backwell at his level. Davey, who was busy in the final quarter, comes in. Backwell on his knees, gets the hand pass away. Bay player there, was he taken high? No, we're still going. It comes to Gibbs. Gibbs about 60 out. Send it to the hot spot. Players line up for the mark. And it's a mark to the Bays. McConnell, who's just been a great target up there in the last 10 minutes. He's taken the mark, and Darryl, this for the sealer.
Yeah, you think so. He's already kicked 2 goals as McConnell, and he's only 15, 20 metres out, virtually directly in front, and we know his skills are absolutely fantastic, so there shouldn't be any problem at all with him kicking this goal, one would suggest. So, in a pack of players, he was able to hold the mark. So McConnell comes in now for his second goal in this last quarter. Comes in 25 metres out, just stabs at it truly. Has he got it? The goal umpire says that's okay. That's his 3rd. And now at the 4th, sorry, I should say, the Tigers have got their 15th. They go to 15 goals, 10, 100. And that's just about the ball game, you would suggest, for the Tigers. And we'll quickly go back to the studio, get a score check from all around the grounds with Michael Filippo back in the RPH studio.
Thanks, guys. It's final scores at Broad Spectrum Oval. Sturt 14-15-99 defeated West Adelaide 5-14-44, and Brant Chambers finished with 6 goals.
Well, back here at Glenelg Oval, the Bays on the marble bar scoreboard are 3 straight goals in front. They've come back into it well after South Adelaide got themselves back into it. The tap down ended up with Moore, who kicked it forward. It's now gone to Mitchell. He got a half a throwaway to Kirkby. It's with that man, Graham. He unloads outside 50, but the kick is measured and very good. And Daniel Kirk takes a very good mark indeed. Very good composure and very intelligent football by Graham outside 50. Could have blazed away, saw Daniel Kirk on the lead, saw that there was open space, and the kick was good. The finish by Kirk on the mark was very good.
Yeah, it certainly was too. And just onto the ground, so fresh legs, so he probably had a little bit of pace to get away. And now Kirk will line up from 35 to 40 metres out. Slight angle, kicking with the breeze still. And that breeze has not stopped all day, has it? It's just been blowing an absolute gale. So Captain Kirk lining up to really put the nail in the coffin if it's not already in there, as he comes in now to put the Tigers 4 goals in front, and kicking at the northern goal. Comes in now, Kirk kicks, and he kicks truly. So all of a sudden the Tiger fans and players are celebrating. They go to 16 goals, 10, 106. They lead South Adelaide 11-16, 82. That is on the marble bar scoreboard. They've done enough, Phil Hurden suggested they're going to win this game at the Grand Central time clock, 26 minutes gone of this final quarter.
Yeah, and if you're looking for a turning point in the match, I mean, there's been so many turns in this match, it's like going up a mountainside, you know, left there, right there. Alwyn Davies shot on goal when the Panthers were 6 points up, a chance to extend the lead, kicking into the man on the mark from a very gettable goal. Tigers moved it downfield, and gee, hasn't been inside Panthers forward 50 since, I think.
And they had all the run on then, didn't they, South Adelaide?
They did, as Gibbs has it and has gone forward. Then again, Davey kicked 2 goals, brilliant goals in the final quarter to give him the spark in the first place. So football's a bit like that, hero 1 minute, villain the next. From the middle, it's right in that fighting for the ball. It's probably all she wrote now. 24 points the margin. We're about 28 minutes in. The rain still teeming down the windsock. It's been threatening to get ripped asunder from the pole all afternoon. It's a strong windsock, let me tell you, because it's still there. Wright manages to get it forward only as far as Graham. Comes to Panozzo. Panozzo to Backwell, who manages to keep on to the ball. Did he pull it in there? Have we seen her holding the ball this afternoon?
No, I'll tell you what, Graham's going to earn his sleep tonight.
There was one in the first quarter deep in the southern end. I reckon that's been the only one.
Fair call, Paul Blandis, who keeping us all accountable this afternoon as it comes from the back of the pack. Hinge has got it. He's played a belter of a game. He'll be up in the votes maybe too as well. Find out later in the week from the Graham.
Great.
Kirkby, the kick across. That is the sealer. We'll pick up the player for you shortly, and that is Mark Ruwalt, and he becomes goal scorer at number 11 for the Tigers. They go to 17-10, 112. South 11, 16-82. And if you weren't here, Darryl, you would have thought the Tigers took their 19-point lead, kicked a couple of extra goals into the win, and had the game coasted from start to finish. But, well, the Panthers made it exciting.
They certainly did make it exciting, as we see still before change. Willet's on for the player coming off.
Kirkby.
There is Kirkby. But again, as we said right along, if they kick it long to the goal square and put scoreboard pressure on, that's exactly what the Tigers did then. Again, another goal was scored because of that very reason.
So there's the ball up in the centre. Backwell it was who ended up with it. Gave it to Gibbs. Gibbs gave it to Mitchell. Mitchell unloads from in the centre square. What can we call? Was a touch! PDK goal of the day. Mitchell, Phil Hurton called it earlier in the game, said someone would before the close of play kick one from inside the square, and it's that man, David Mitchell, with his first goal this afternoon.
Again, just kicking it long and direct, and that's exactly what South Adelaide didn't do in that third quarter. When they had the breeze, they pussyfooted around with it, went back and forward, tried to get the play. All you have to do is kick it long and direct, and 9 times out of 10, you're going to put the pressure on the opposition.
Well, for a game played in such appalling conditions, we have had some outstanding highlights. I don't know if that's the goal of the day. I reckon that one from Graham, right on the three-quarter time sign, will take hard to beat us. That kick is high and handsome. That will lob in the goal square. Can't take the mark, the Tigers. Panthers through Bennett have the numbers. Oh, his kick, though, could it be misdirected? It's going to get picked up about 15 out. It's getting pretty dark. It's hard to pick the players up. This kick towards the top of the goal square. Clark's playing up at full forward. He can't take the mark. It's going to head towards the boundary line. Players are sliding in. It stays in bounds. Smith picks it up. Now he's got Jared Wright to hand pass it to. Wright elects not to hand pass to the runner going past. He actually kicks it to McGlone. Nice kick right on the SA logo. Not sure about the distance, but the umpire paid it. Probably being a little bit lenient given the conditions. It goes towards centre wing. Hinge spoils. Kenner picks it up, and he is a Tiger sandwich between Panozzo and Hinge right in front of the RPH commentary crew. Daryl Smith, Phil Hurton, and your caller, Paul Blandis.
So it's dead set centre wing grandstand. So there'll be 12 goals kicked in the last quarter. That's just your money's worth for one quarter. I don't even know if you've got to pay in to get in the last quarter. You probably don't. He comes to Wright. It's intercepted by Mitchell, but it comes to Hinge. The hand pass from Hinge went back to Mitchell. It's been touched, but Mules will take the mark and he'll play on anyway. Not that it's going to be a stat. He now gets a stat because he kicks it inside forward 50. Well, it couldn't be taken by McConnell. Thewlis was getting involved, but it's ended up with Horan because the handball wasn't good. Clark was he pushed in the back. Well, carpet. The Bays have got their 19th. What a last quarter we've had here. 13 goals. And Doldig now has his...
Honoured that. And Matty Clark coming off the ground now, courtesy of Studio Ford, getting a huge ovation as being one of the best players on the ground. And coming on for a run is Aaron Rodgers.
Well, I can say, Smithy, is good luck with the votes. Because it's going to be about it. There's going to be a few people not happy about certain players not elected. And there's Backwell. He's done a huge amount of burrowing work in there. He's not hard to miss with those fluorescent green boots. And it's another stalemate, another boot up. This quarter, the Tigers have kicked 8 goals, 5. The Panthers on fire early, kicked 5 goals straight. Looked like South might just run away with a huge upset. But in it, it's going to be a massive margin to the Tigers, given the circumstances. And that kick from Mitchell heads for touch. It's going to be a throw in about 55 out. The road ahead for the Panthers. It does get tough. They're in the 5-on percentage. The bye. Central's at Elizabeth and then the Eagles at Noarlunga.
We will say also, Phil, that we do have to virtually leave straight after the siren sound because we have got other commitments. So once the siren sounds, we'll be just wrapping up very, very quickly. We do apologise for that.
So there's the boundary line thrown out. Came to Smith. He got the handball to Ben Nagel. I think that play was. Yes, it was. He's kicked it out of bounds on the full. Richard Douglas, who's got players galore inside the centre square. Or one just outside was Backwell. The other one, Willett, but he elects to go long and deep inside 50 does Douglas. Oh, Kirk puts up the mitts. Couldn't take it. He's opposite number 4 in Bennett. Gave by hand to Davey. Oh, great tackle by the player there from Glenelg in Ruwalt, but kicking it outside defence.